Hello and welcome. Hopefully everyone can hear us all right. I'll just move that across. Actually, I'm at the nearest park and be, I think. God, it's warm. Anyone else warm? Just me. Totally dying of heat. Oh man, I've knocked my bloody camera again. I can't go anywhere near it because it just goes off, as can see. Right, hold on while I try and put it back on. Good job you can still hear us at least. Or maybe that's not a good job. Maybe it would just be better if I wasn't here at all. Right. I've changed it, but it's not seeing anything. It's not working. Start camera. No. Pressing too many buttons. I'm so hot. Oh my god. Yeah, Elaine, I'm good, thanks. Hope you are. Hi, Pat. Yeah, fine. Yes, Stephen, we're live. Hi, Dodo. Hi, Helen. Yeah, not bad. Hi, Lin. Not chin cam. I know. Chin. Do you know what it is? I mean, I can change it just for you, Stephen. Oh, it's not working. Oh, no, wait a minute. Is it working? Yeah, it is. Look. Hi, it's chin cam. It's just finger cam. I should have had them all like perfectly done, shouldn't I? Would have been better. There you go. Christ, it's just so warm. Hi, Richard, and thank you. Hi, Pete. It's like, I think it was 22 or something, but the humidity is just mental. Are you coming on, Stephen? I put the link in so you can come say hi. Hi, Chris. Has anyone been up to anything exciting today? Do you remember back in you know, when us were young? I mean, some of you might still be, but you used to actually have a life on a Saturday. And Saturdays was like a thing, you know. There was like, I don't know. Well, now it's just like there's no. My lips are out of sync. Are they? Oh, I feel like that thing off what's it called? Is it Beverly Hills Cop, where the black man who used to be able to like throw his voice or whatever? I've caught up. My lips have caught up. That's good. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, back in the day when us were young and we used to have a life on a weekend, so it was like separate to the week. And I don't know about everyone else, but mine's just, you know, there's no, can't wait for the weekend. It's just blurs into one. Yeah. It all just blurs. So, my brother said he might pop in. Ian said he'll pop in. Stal said he will, just there. But yeah, it's just been too warm. Anyway, what was I going to say? All right. Oh yeah, my brother. I have put this in. How is his channel going? He's at about 40 subscribers now, I think. So if any of you aren't subscribed, please go to I can't even say. Please go and subscribe. Whatever subscribing is, but yeah, he's doing a cookery channel. It's got a bit of humor in it because obviously he's related to me, and you know, it's not true. I just make things up. he yeah, I meant to link it in the last one and I didn't. In my video, I meant to link his and Nick and Andrea's because we did the 10-year weekend thing, and yeah, I didn't. Hi Joy. But yeah, if you just type in Bilbo Cooks, that would be cool. Thank you. He's done, what has he done so far? He's done Yorkshire puddings. He's done salt and pepper roast potatoes. And he's done jacket potatoes. Bilbo Cooks. I'll type it. Bilbo Cooks. Yeah. So I don't know if everyone's aware, but there's this guy called Spudman, and he sells spuds, jacket potatoes. He's got bright pink hair, and he's just got one of them food truck things. I'm not even sure where it is, but loads and loads and loads of people go there. It's like become sort of famous. There was a chip shop that became TikTok famous as well, and so yeah, and like, so my brother did Tamworth Spudman, is that it? Yeah. So my brother sort of did a potato video to show you how cheap it is to make your own, really. But yeah, I mean, fair play to them. You know, if anyone takes off like that, fair play to them. Chris said, I just watched Nick's last video. It was an unboxing from Style. Lots of goodies. Yeah, I heard about that. Oh, thanks for putting the link in, Stephen. Very much. Like I said, I think he was on around 40. And I've been telling him ages to do it because, like, my brother can cook, and I don't mean any offence by this, but usually men of my brother's age are like sort of, they never learned to cook because you were from that generation where it was like the girls thing. Do you know what I mean? I know it sounds awful to say, but it is true back then. So a lot of his friends of his age group haven't got a clue how to cook anything. You know what I mean? Other than maybe a piece of toast. So I think he just wanted to show like how easy it was, but he really enjoys it. And yeah, that video's out as well. Yeah. He really enjoys it, and he, you know, he was doing jokes. Oh, he's got 41 now. Oh, brilliant. But yeah, I said to him, have you done any more? But he's got loads of plans to do stir fries, like mince and dumplings, which we call puddings in the corner, because I always used to think it was funny that it was called puddings in the corner because it was in a round dish. Yeah, the Jamie Oliver of Sunderland, yes. He he does these like sloppy Joe burgers type things with, like, I don't even know. I'd have to ask him because, you know, if it's got spice in it, I won't eat it anyway. But I can certainly vouch for his mince and dumplings, his Sunday dinners, his Yorkshire puddings. I wouldn't have had the salt and pepper roast potatoes because it's got chili in it, and I don't partake in the chili. Hi, Porky. Hope you're good. Bilbo Cooks does sound like a brand like Aunt Bessie's. He has a future in this. Yes. Hi, Rebecca. Yeah, I hope so. Because, like I said, he's got a bit of humour. You know, I mean, it's one of them things, though, if you get, like, the humour, you know. Like, he'll show you a sharp knife and then show you 4 fingers. It's like that kind of thing. That's a bit dad humourish. Used to love the old school Naked Chef Jamie Oliver. Yeah, not the newer one. Well, give it a watch. See, Richard, you might enjoy it. But yeah, he oh, my phone. That might be my son because I messaged him to say that I would be live when he came in. So Oh, he'll be playing COD when he comes in. So. Is this a new YouTube chef? It's my brother. If you want to call him a YouTube chef. Yeah. But yeah, Rebecca, it's my brother. He's just started his own channel. I think he's got 3 videos up. But yeah. Mike had up Monday, went really well. Have to have another off lymph nodes to be removed from his neck. Oh, I'm pleased it went really well. Still remembers Fanny Craddock. So do you. So you can't see it now. So do I, kinda. Just. She was quite posh, wasn't she? Quite posh. Thanks, Rebecca. Yeah, fingers crossed it goes well for him. He's been saying he's going to do it for ages, so finally did. God, I'm so warm. I'm trying to think what else is happening. Nothing much for me, really. Well, I've got 3 appointments this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Diabetic nurse, OT, and then the guy for the roof. Because the last time they came out about the roof, it was raining, and he said it was too risky to go up there. So it'll probably be my luck it'll rain again. My chair's fine. It's not the chair. It's me being able to sit in the chair, but I keep getting mucked about, Chris. It's just, yeah, it's very frustrating. Like, I thought she'd referred us back again, and she said no because she needed to come and check my sling and that it was okay. And I thought, but I haven't used it since September and it was okay then, so why would it not be okay now? But apparently she has to take it off. However, she went on holiday for 4 weeks, so couldn't come out. And which she's entitled to her holiday, don't get me wrong, but I couldn't understand why she couldn't refer me until because at the end of the day, she was only going to pass it anyway, you know, and if there was something wrong and she had to cancel it for whatever reason, she could have just done that and it wouldn't have made any difference to her, but it makes a massive difference to me because it's at least another 4 weeks on top of waiting what I've waited. Yeah. So it's like 10 months since I've been out of the house. I don't know how I'm not insane sometimes. I mean, maybe I am insane, actually. It's just like, you know. Hello, Sylvia. How are you? I seen was it your video on the coast? Was it the coast? I can't remember where you were, and I don't want to say where you were in case you don't want people to know where you were. So it's a good job I can't remember. You got removal men coming round Monday to give you a quote for when you move. Hope it's not too much. It's bloody expensive now. I mean, I don't know how far you're moving. Are you moving far? Do you have an idea yet of when it'll be, if you know what I mean? So are you downsizing or upsizing? Is that a word? It's probably not a word, is it? Upsizing. Yes, the boat trip. It looked pretty lovely. Yeah, well, you took your friend, didn't you? Yeah. Hi, Mandy. Essex to Diss in a few months. Ah. Do you know what? I've asked you and haven't Scooby-Doo how far that is, really, because my geography is horrendous. I'm sure Diss is somewhere near Nick and Andrea, right? And Essex is just outside of London. So, a few mile. A few mile. But yeah. Did you like our new kit? Rich. Honestly, I think it's amazing. It's like the best kit in the world now. Just like the nostalgia in it and all of the like features of the shipyards and everything. It's just pretty cool. Yeah, exactly, Rebecca. If you can downsize and you can upsize, can't you? That would make sense. But it doesn't sound right as downsizing, if that makes sense either. I don't know. It's about 80 miles, is it? 3-bed house to a 4-bed bungalow, about an hour and 15 minutes away. Ah. Well, I've got a 3-bed bungalow. Although I want us to be in a 2, but never mind. It's a different story. I've been there. Hi, Mandy. You've spent your life subsidizing. So did I. No, the Newcastle kit is not lovely. There's no different. It's just the same old, same old. Yeah, Hummel have done like an amazing job. Where is this? It's in Norfolk, I think. Because it's near where I know that Nick and Andrew have been, so I know that it must be near. Don't get many 4-bed bungalows on market. Lucky find. Bungalows, like, it's so much easier just to have everything on one level. The thing is, like, in my passageway, right, there's 10 doors, which is weird. It's like you come in the front door and then there's another door to come in the house itself. And then there's like 10 doors. And I've got double doors on my sitting room because of the wheelchair this is. And there was already a sliding door on the kitchen. And yet the only bench, the lowered, is the sink, and I don't do the washing up. So for everyone else, it's awful. And then when I asked them about it, because like my kids are like 9 and 6 foot, and I says, obviously I don't do the washing up. They said, oh, well, if you don't do the washing up, you don't need an adapted house. I was like, you serious? And like, I wanted to do cooking, and they put like the highest bench, so that like the bench is up here on me, so I can get like this tiny. Well, just not that. The one time or the 2 times I've cooked something in here since being in the wheelchair, like about 15-20 minutes away from Nick and Andrea. Cool. Not much money building them, so not many built these days. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I've come on to ask you about these 10 doors. Where do they all lead?
Well, actually, I don't think there's 10 doors now. I think there's 9 because they took the cupboard out. So wait a minute, just count the doors. Talk to Stephen a sec.
Hello, Stephen.
Hello, you got in before me. How did you manage that?
I don't know. I've just been watching Nick and Andrea's unboxing video with all your
I
treasures.
haven't watched it. Come on, what's the verdict? Are they cross? Do they hate it? Is most of it gone in the bin?
Well, my verdict on you is that you've got a strange attraction to ponies and Disney. Because there was quite a lot of ponies and Minnie Mouses. That was
there's a lot of Disney stuff, and I hate Disney, and that's why I never get around to selling it. But
why did you buy it in the first place?
Because I watch the resellers, and I get influenced by what they buy. I've also got a box of Walkmans and electronic equipment, which I know nothing about, because I see people buying it. I have even gone out and bought sports shirts and football shirts.
I think you're very easily led.
Yes, I just like buying things.
But yeah, when they opened it, just hundreds, it seemed, obviously not, but hundreds of Minnie Mouses just spilled out.
Yeah.
Well, that was for Andrea's benefit.
Yeah, she liked the ponies more, I think.
Oh, did she? Okay, all right. I will have a look. But okay, but they weren't
instantly which generation they are, that sort of thing.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah,
she saw some of them, I think, on my Instagram when I bought some of them, and said fake, real one, second generation, fourth. She just knew instantly. So
well, that's exactly what's in this video. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, they blamed me in the video again. And again,
good.
It wasn't my idea.
I'm here. Richard said they were super happy with it, Stephen.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, as long as, yeah. Because as I said, it felt a bit like I was just fly tipping, but dumping it on
You
them.
did.
But if they were doing those toy whatnot shows, and I thought, well, if it's free, you can sort of do it on whatnot for £1 an item, and it won't matter.
exactly.
So
I'm sure some of that would go really well on Whatnot. Some of that.
Yeah. No doubt.
we
There
shall
was
see.
loads of it. Loads.
That thing that was spinning round and round, that was funny.
I still don't know what that is.
It's like a target thing for like some sort of target practice. It has a laser apparently.
Did the laser noise go off? Because every time I moved the box, I could hear this sort of like.
Oh, was
wicked
that
sound
what it
go.
was that was making the noise?
Yeah.
Press it on the top, and then it was just spinning around.
Chris Tyler's just said, "Is that a young stall in the picture?" Yes, I think it is.
It is. It's me.
But
in
it looks
the
like
80s.
Baron Trump. What in
Baron Trump.
I mean, like what? A Trump.
Baron
Baron
Trump? You know,
Yeah.
Trump's youngest
And
kid.
horribly, I probably look more like Donald now.
You look nothing like Donald.
Well,
You haven't cut your ear anyway.
no.
Don't
Yeah,
mention
wait
that,
till I
you
get a
might
big
upset
hole put in
somebody.
it, and then.
Sylvia says an easily led Stephen would probably be fun. So,
Yes, I can be tempted into naughtiness very, very easily.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Okay. We might need to define naughty later.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think naughtiness probably means like cream cakes or something like that.
Yeah.
Joy's asking when there'll be another quiz. You never know, there might be one tonight. You
Oh.
know?
Oh, really?
Oh.
I hope it's not a lyrics quiz.
No, no lyrics.
No
That
lyrics.
was like an
No.
hour of torture.
Oh,
for
that was, wasn't it? I felt awful.
poor Andrea. Getting more and more cross.
But she did really well, actually.
She
Despite,
did.
like,
She did.
Yeah.
But she was struggling, really struggling. It was so obviously
In the
on
way-
tip of her brain.
the worst thing is I'm exactly the same in that kind of situation. I can sing a song if it's playing, but
Yeah.
you take it away. There's very few songs I can sing without it playing.
The brain works in a very mysterious way when it comes to music lyrics. You hear it and you can just sing along, and you've not heard it for 30 years, but somebody asks you to say them without the music. It's impossible.
Yeah.
It really is weird. But Andrea's face, you're just getting more and more cross.
Yeah.
Like an hour.
Didn't she have to take herself off and sit in the corner or something?
I
Yeah.
think that was when it was one particular song. I can't remember which one it was, but she just knew it. But she had to take herself away from Nick because he was like jabbering on, influencing her.
to be fair, though, like to her, having Nick beside you going, jubbity 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 do.
Oh
Baby,
yeah, the
that's
sea
your
shanty
baby.
one, yeah.
Yeah. He was
Sailors
just
come and
buttoning-
sailors go, la la la.
Yeah. He was just button up like,
Jibbity Joe.
yeah, jubbity Joe.
That was hilarious.
I don't think I knew a single one of those. None of them. Oh.
But the point
Yeah.
was that they were all recent ones because it was the 10 years of their
Yeah.
YouTube life.
Oh, I
one for each year.
see.
That's why they were all modern ones. And so for us
Ah.
oldies, it's hopeless, isn't it?
Yeah. I
Even
was
though we
like,
know the songs, they don't kind of stick in your head. Because your brain doesn't absorb stuff like it did when you were.
I have a quick blast of a song to play here. Hang on.
Oh dear, go on then.
don't know if we'll hear it.
Don't upset the copyright thing for Laney, will you?
No, don't bother me.
Might get taken off again, like Naked Attraction.
Well, it depends what he's playing.
Did you hear it?
No.
Never heard a thing.
You didn't hear a thing?
Was it on
No.
YouTube? You're playing it on YouTube?
Well, yeah, but surely you can hear it on my mic, can't you?
No,
No.
if it's on YouTube. YouTube cleverly filters it out.
You're
On the
joking. How do they do that?
I don't know.
Weird.
They're clever.
Wow.
You have to play it on your phone. Play it on your phone
No, it
if
can't
you've
be
got a
bothered.
smartphone. I don't know if you have.
Yeah, it's smarter than me.
No, I was asking Lex about whatnot, whether you can just have one screen, because obviously she does the visual, like for us on our phone, and then she uses our laptop to do all the background things. And my phone's crap. It definitely wouldn't work. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know how she does it.
Do you have a separate webcam anywhere?
Yeah, I've got like obviously I've got the low webcam, you know, the chin cam, and then I've
One
got
you
like
can plug in and move.
this one.
Do you know this chin cam? Is it some kind of like I don't know, what am I going to say? I'm trying to say it delicately. Is it some kind of porn thing? Because it's so low down. It's so low down. Why would you want a camera that low
It's a
down?
screen upside down. That's what it is.
Who's looking at porn of chins?
No, but if you were like chatting to somebody, like on, I don't know, OnlyFans or something, I don't know.
Can
No,
someone-
but if it was lower down, you might get a better view of something. I don't know. But I'm just wondering why there's a camera down there. It just seems odd.
I have no clue why they put it down there. It's
I think
ridiculous.
you've got a porn laptop.
Legion. Legion. That's what it is.
It's what?
Legion.
A Legion. What does that mean? Is that the name of the laptop?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
I don't even know if that's how it's pronounced. It probably isn't. Legion. But that's what it kind of sounds like to me.
No, that is the word Legion. Is that a brand name or something?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
That well-known computer manufacturer, Legion.
Yeah.
Legon. Legon. That one. What was that song anyway? Can you just tell us? Or?
It's Cat Stevens singing Another Saturday Night.
Ah, perfect.
Cat Stevens. I was just listening to something by him earlier.
I was a huge, well, I think I still am, but in a nostalgic way, huge Cat Stevens fan.
I think he's got an absolutely beautiful voice.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily like all his songs, but his voice is absolutely unique and really nice voice.
Speak of the devil. Hello, brother.
Hey, is he here?
Bilbo Cooks.
Yeah.
Why is it called Bilbo?
It's his nickname,
Oh, is it?
Billy. And then he's
Billy
made call him,
Bilbo.
and I think Bilbo is in something like
Bilbo Baggins.
yeah, that's it. And then
I've got
He's
no
made-
idea what that's in, but it came into my head. Bilbo.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, I was going to say.
Oh,
And
there you
his
go.
mate used to call him Bilbo. So
See, I know the
Bilbo.
character, but I've never seen the films or read the books, so I don't know how I know
Well.
that. There you go.
I think I sat through all the films once.
I sat through
friend
20
watched
minutes of one of the films and decided this is not for me.
Oh, it was so boring.
It's so fucking
every
boring.
time I see that, like, I don't know what he is, the magician-y thing, wizard, whatever. I always think of the L'Oreal thing that was like a meme. Where he's like spinning his head and all his hair's like this, and it said L'Oreal or something. That's all I can see when I look at that. So
I've never seen that. Bilbo Baggins, because I'm worth it. Yes, Matthew and Son, that's a good one. And one of the songs he sings, I think I based my entire life around. And all I can remember of the lyrics is I don't want to work. I don't want to work all day for pay or something. Can't remember now exactly what they were, but I thought, yeah, that's me. I don't want to do that. I'm not
The
doing
one
it.
I was listening to was "Morning Is Broken," which is definitely not my type of song.
No.
CP.
But I had to listen to it because his voice is so lovely.
I think that's one of the few I don't think he wrote that one, did he? But,
No, I think it isn't it a hymn or something.
yeah, because we used to sing it in assembly.
I'm sure I sang it in assembly as well. But his voice, it's beautiful, beautiful voice.
Laney's brother, I put a link in earlier for your thing. Hopefully some people will come across and join. I could do it again.
Look at you being a mod.
I know, it's because I was modding earlier for Lex. I don't have any time to myself. I don't know what
Yeah, either the hills, me,
yeah.
Lex.
I just give and I give and I give.
You do.
You do.
You
It's
do.
always different.
And
You're
what's in
very
it for me? Nothing.
Our company. That work?
Nothing.
Oh well.
Lady da Arbanville. I've heard that one before.
Oh yes, that's a good one.
By Cat Stevens, yeah.
No, there's some classic. And one of my all-time favorite films features one of his whole albums as the soundtrack.
What's that film?
I always want to say George and Mildred, but it's not. It's
TV.
imagine that if that was my all-time favorite film.
I don't remember his music being in that show.
No. Oh God, I'm not going. I'm just.
What's it called now? You've got
Harold and Maude.
Harold and Maude.
It's a fantastic film.
What's
I think
it
it was made in
about?
the 60s. It's about this very, very rich boy who's obsessed with death and his wonderful mother, who's very much like my mother. And he just constantly, he just wants attention, really. And he's constantly staging his death. And he goes, for fun, he goes to funerals and sits around and then comes across this old lady who also goes to funerals for fun. And they're great, and they go off, and then do they become lovers? I think they might do, but he's in his 20s, she's in her 80s, and it's just a thoroughly lovely, charming, beautiful film. So
Sounds weird. I have to say. I've just looked it up, and it doesn't ring any bells with me.
Harold and Maude, no, it's worth watching. I expect it's on YouTube because it's so old now. They turned it into a stage play just recently. I say recently, within the last, it must have been before lockdown, because my friend took me for my birthday to go and see it at a theatre. So,
Wow, I'll make a note of that.
well,
Bill, if you're still there, I've sent you the link. Just so you know.
So what they're saying in the chat, yes, Lex did have a whatnot. I love the George and Mildred film. He gets mistaken for a hitman.
is there really a George and Mildred film?
There probably is.
Yeah, because they
Those
used to do
comedy
that.
shows in the early 70s or whatever, they always used to
Yeah.
make films out of them, which were always terrible.
She just had permanent resting bitch face, didn't she? Like,
Yeah.
like moody.
What was her name?
Yes, Sylvia. She had. It seemed to be a bit impromptu because I didn't realise that Lex was going to have one.
You know, when she was meant to have it on Thursday, but the stuff didn't come, did it?
Oh, right. So she did it. Okay.
But she said, I watched her blog from yesterday, and she said she was going to have a Saturday one for some reason because she was doing something on Sunday, but I can't remember what it is.
I was just about to watch
Want to
that
see
when the
Mar-
notice came up that said she was starting whatnot. So.
Miriam Margulies.
Oh, that's it. She's going to see Miriam Margulies tomorrow, so she can't do a
Oh,
whatnot.
yes. I wonder
George
what
is
that's
still
like.
alive.
What, George from George and Mildred is still alive?
That's what he says.
Really?
Gosh.
God, he must be old because he was old then. But then again, maybe he was older than we thought he was. George and I've got to Google this just to see
Of
how
course
old
you
he
do.
is. George and Mildred.
Youtha Joyce, that's right.
Youtha Joyce, yeah.
Joyce.
I've never ever heard that name before or since. Youtha. God, he is. His name's Brian Murphy, no relation, and he's 91.
Wow.
Wow.
Amazing.
Although I went to see my
What's her
mother.
real name?
I went back to Suffolk and saw my mother and went to the dentist, of course. And she's 93. And apart from shrinking and being really quite short now, she's exactly the same. I wish I was that healthy.
God, Youtha Joyce, that was her real name. She was only 53 when she died. I thought she was more than 53. And George
Yeah.
Mildred.
Yeah.
She was probably in like her 30s or something.
Yeah, and made
It's
to
that
look old.
weird thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hi, Stu.
That's crazy. She died in 1980. Seems so long ago.
Dimitri Giorgio, he didn't look foreign. Or is that me being bigoted or something? I don't.
Who's Dimitri Giorgio?
That was his real name, Stephen Dimitri Giorgio.
Sounds Greek.
Who was Stephen Dimitri Giorgio?
George and Mildred man.
Well, according to this, his name's Brian Trevor John Murphy. Not Dimitri.
Maybe. Oh, are we talking about Cat Stevens?
Oh, I don't know. Probably.
I thought it was Yusuf something or other.
Well, yeah, that's what I thought he changed it to.
That's his later name, though. Let's see what he
Oh,
was.
so he
born.
just like
No, it is Cat Stevens. That was his original name. Oh,
Let's
okay.
see. Oh, Yusuf Islam.
Hi Neil. If you want, I'll send you the link, and if you want to pop in, you
Yeah.
can, dude.
Stephen Dimitri Georgiou, also known as Steve Adams, Cat Stevens, or Yusuf. So he's had lots of different names.
Ah, I saw him once pushing his bicycle down Notting Hill, whatever the street is. I've forgotten the famous street.
Seen or know everybody, it seems.
I don't know him. I just saw him pushing his
You've
bike.
seen them. I never randomly see fucking Cat Stevens walking down the road.
You're not in Wales, are you? It was only because I lived in London and I lived around the corner in Notting Hill.
I only saw you 17 randomly walking down the seafront.
Really?
Yeah,
What, as all together?
they were doing promotion tour of the schools back in the day, but like I think it was just after that first song came out, and I didn't even know. Like my friend, she was like, "That's C17." So we followed them as you do, because you're weird, and they went in like the amusement arcades, and then there was like loads of girls around them going like that, whatever. And then we left, and then a bit later on, the one with the hat, the tall hat, the bald head and the tall hat,
Oh,
he
yeah,
walked
yeah.
the brothers out the window from the hotel, and then they came down and talked to us, and then I had to go for the bus, otherwise it was really wrong. And then me and my friend fell out because I had her shoes on for some reason, and she had my shoes on because they matched our outfits that we were wearing or whatever. And she wanted her shoes back, but I just left her because she wouldn't come with us, and she stayed with them. So, yeah. So pathetic.
The only famous person who I've randomly seen was, I once saw David Bellamy on a
And
train.
you saw Carla.
Yeah, but I didn't randomly see
That
Carla.
wasn't random.
I
wasn't it?
arranged to meet Carla. I've seen other famous people that I've arranged to see or seen on stage or whatever, but randomly, like, just bumping into them. David Bellamy. Saw him on a train going from Bangor to Crewe.
Ah.
I heard his voice before I saw him because he had one of those booming voices, didn't he? You probably don't even know who he is. He's like from years ago, David Bellamy.
Yeah, it doesn't ring a bell.
It was like, I don't know.
I saw Fenella Fielding, but again, I
did
recognised her voice.
plants and stuff like that.
Stu Mandry said, was he called Kitten Stevens when he was young?
And have you seen what Neil's written? Cat Stevens changed his name as he hates cats and agreed with me to put them in the banish bin.
Yeah, but that's not true, is it? Because he changed his name from something else to Cat Stevens. So, yeah, that's the way your argument
He
is
liked
told.
cats.
He liked cats, yeah.
Oh,
And
Who
also,
don't?
we don't put cats in bins. People don't like that in this country.
No, who doesn't talk anymore because we're not in a good place?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Brain not in a good place. They don't talk. Who's what? Who, where?
Oh, is it E17 don't talk anymore? Brian.
Oh, yeah. Brian's in a
Brain not in a good
Brian,
place is something completely different.
I was thinking George and Mildred, but
Yeah, I don't think they talk
well,
anymore.
they're not planning
40
not
odd years.
on talking anymore when she's not here. Yeah, I've seen him on there. I've seen him on there. They're all, you know what I mean? Talk like that. Hi, Glenn. Hi, Lainey and Doll. What now album are we on to? Whoops, wrong channel. Apparently, you won't be in a month's time.
Subtle as a
When
brick. Subtle as
Yeah.
a brick there.
that's all right. I did it the other day. I was calling my brain. I was saying to me about my brain, and then I was calling it my Brian. So everyone said I just had a Brian somewhere.
Nick Hayward from Haircut 100. He was a handsome young man, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And Lyndon Jeffries went out with him.
You
Did
went
they
out
have a
with
song
them?
called Fantastic Day?
Yeah.
Fantastic
Quite a good album,
Day.
actually, I can remember. Haircut 100. They were one of my favourite bands when I was...
I think Lyndon Jeffries has got more claims to fame than that. I seem to remember her having another claim to fame about something else, but I can't remember what it was.
What's your other claim to fame, Lynn?
I think she's got lots. A bit like
who's
Stephen.
Johnny Morris from Animal Magic.
Oh, I remember him. He used to like have like videos of animals, and he'd voice over them and give them internal monologues, what they were saying, like you like to do, Lainey.
Well, because I see that my dog's a gay Mexican.
No, but Johnny Morris used to put on really like foreign accents and stuff, and like I don't know, a South American bird would be talking in a I don't know, Mexican
Like
accent
creepy
or whatever,
bird.
you know, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, it's too warm. Why am I
It's
doing
not
that?
that warm though, is
It's
it?
horrible here.
No, but I looked at your thing earlier and it was 22.
Well,
That's
it's
not boiling.
absolutely roasting.
Do you remember that year it was 40 degrees?
That was last year, wasn't it? Was
no,
it last
22.
year?
It was 22.
It's always and he said humidity.
Well, I looked at yours, Lane, and mine's up here is 90 degree and 90% humidity up here. It's been for the last 2
the
weeks.
lion
It's been terrible, but it doesn't feel that bad.
feels awful.
I remember that year 22 when it was like in the high 30s and 40. Oh my God, I thought I was going to die. It was so hot. That was the year that I was trying to clear my garden in the old house, and it was just impossible with the heat.
Neil said, I once said hello to Kane Dingle of Emmerdale as I passed him in the shop, as I recognised his face and thought it was someone I knew.
I did that on the stairs with someone from the clothes shows. There was a tall, thin, long-haired woman, and I thought, oh, I know you. Hello. I fancy seeing you here. And then I realised that she didn't know me, and I only knew her from off the telly.
I don't even know. I don't even know who Kane Dingle is.
From Emmerdale.
I've not watched it since it was Emmerdale Farm.
I think the Dingles were in it then, weren't they? I think the Dingles have always been in Emmerdale Farm.
I don't think they were. They weren't back in the day when I was watching it in the 70s. I just remembered somebody else I bumped into who was famous. I'm from Leicester, as you know, and Shawaddy Waddy were from Leicester. And I bumped into the lead singer of Shawaddy Waddy in the paper shop round the corner from where I lived, because he was friends with the woman who worked in there. I think he fancied her. I think he had a thing for her. But anyway, so I went in there one day to do my paper round, and he was chatting her up. Allegedly, just in case he's listening.
You did a paper round?
I did have a paper round when I was about 13 or something like that. Yeah.
Have you got a bad shoulder?
No.
I used to do the free paper.
I was strong and fit back then.
I used to do the free paper, and I was delivering the papers, and there was this lad I liked at school. And as I went to deliver his papers, he opened the front door, and I just went, free, and then walked away. Oh, Jesus. I just didn't know what to say because I was like, idiot.
And so
I haven't got a fan, Joy. Oh, he's Donald Duck.
You've got loads of fans. They're all in your side chat.
They're my friends. I hear that's weird. Princess Di waved at me while I was munching on a pizza slice during a lunch break many years ago. Stu Mandry said. Apparently it's
Random.
But what was the flavour pizza, more importantly?
Just to point out, Susan, it
Yeah.
is muggy here and feels like abroad outside. I have just got back from Asda. So it is
Well,
hot.
you've all got short memories because it's nothing like that 22.
Hello, Donald Strogian.
Donald Duck?
Yeah, it's what the
Right,
security
so-
services. It's what the security services shouted when Trump got shot.
ACP said, I just walked to Aldi, not for Red Fox cheese. And it's really warm outside. And he lives up here as well.
I'm not saying it's not warm. I'm just saying it's nothing like the heat we have had in recent memory.
Well, today it feels like it.
Pepperoni.
That
That was it. That to me, that's a massive claim to fame, more than the other guy you were talking about. This one, I would love that to be my claim to fame. Argy
Squeeze me in
bargy.
bed. Yeah.
And when I lived
Fantastic
in
name for
London,
a cat as well.
and I lived in New Cross, Squeeze used to, before they became famous, used to put on musicals in a local sort of venue hall in Deptford. We used to go and watch them. And I used to get in free because I used to say I'm from the press. And people used back then didn't have ID cards, so they just let you in. And yeah, Squeeze, they were great. They did some great musicals.
Yeah. Apparently, it was pepperoni pizza for anyone.
Yeah.
who-
Good choice. That's the
Good-
only choice for
good
pizza, I
choice.
think.
Yeah, it's a good choice.
It's the only one that I would have.
Ham and pineapple.
Fuck off.
So weird.
Pineapple. Oh my god.
Apparently, Ian's also got a camera at the bottom as well.
Oh,
Yeah, the camera on
Bottom
mine.
cam.
Wow.
Mine's an all-in-one computer.
Not a camera on his bottom, because that's
No.
different.
Yeah, that's just weird. Apart from the fact it'd have to be panoramic, but let's move on.
When you say all in one computer, what does that mean?
Well, it's like you know, like an Apple is all in one.
It's not a tower. He hasn't got a separate
I haven't
tower.
got a tower.
What, you
I've
mean
got-
like a laptop?
I
Is an
don't
all-in-one?
think computers have had towers for the last 10 years.
It's all in one, like an Apple,
But it's not a laptop.
got a fraction of the price. Mine's an Asus one on Windows.
But it's not a laptop.
No,
I don't understand.
I'll take a picture, Susan, and send it.
No, don't take a picture of your bottom.
No, the computer. Listen, just because you're related to George from George and Mildred, don't have a pop at me.
It's
all
not
right?
related to him.
Stephen messaged me and said you were his twin brother, but I'm not getting involved.
It's the camera at the bottom, not called a colonoscopy. Hi, Heather.
Oh,
Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Heather.
So we're talking about who you've met that's famous. Have you met anyone?
I once got very drunk with probably somebody that most of the chat won't remember, with a guy called Brian Glover.
I remember that name.
Brand name
Yeah.
sounds familiar.
Baker's born and bred. He used to do the milk advert, Bald Head. I mean, he did many things. He's in many films. And also the guy who, I know Susan doesn't watch Emmerdale, but the guy who plays, mine's gone blank now. What's his name? The horrible one. Well, he's horrible in the series. I don't watch it, so I can't remember. What's his name?
Terry and June.
No, in Emmerdale.
Oh, I don't
He's
know.
an old businessman. He's about 60. I can't think of his name.
Oh, Brian Glover died in 1997.
That's right. So,
Look
With the
him up.
moustache, white hair.
yeah,
He has a
You know what I mean?
business. I can't remember what he's called.
can't think of his name. Anyway, two very good friends of mine and my then partners ran the bar at the Theatre Royal in Lincoln, and we'd gone and had a bit of a lock-in, and we got drunk with Brian Glover and Christopher Eccleston. I think not Christopher Eccleston. What's his bloody name?
Christopher Eccleston.
No,
This
what's his
story's getting better and
name?
better.
I can't think of his character name. Eric
Glenn
Pollard.
said he was in Kes, he believes.
Eric Pollard. Eric Pollard is his character name, but I can't think of his real name.
Sue.
Eric Pollard.
I'm sure somebody will Google it. Is Junior?
Eric Pollard,
Eric Pollard, real name.
fictional character.
I was just
Played
reading
by
Phil.
Chris Chittle.
That's right. Yeah.
Chittle.
He didn't ring a bell with me.
But
But I
yeah,
do know
they're
who
all
Brian
good.
Glover is.
And I've seen because Mum used to watch Emmerdale, and he's completely different from the character that he plays. He's a lovely, lovely guy, and so was Brian Glover. He has
So
many.
Phil, sorry. Crack on. Sorry.
No, that's all right. I finished
I
really.
thought you stopped, and then I would like.
You
think-
still got your man flu because your voice sounds a bit
Yeah,
croaky.
Yeah.
Phil said he's met Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy, Melvin Hayes, and Jonathan Ross.
Mm.
All right.
Is them
McCoy,
Doctor
that
Who
is that.
people?
Colin Baker and Sylvester McCoy are both doctors.
Yeah,
Jonathan
so-
Ross is not.
Well,
Melvin
yeah, 'cause
Hayes.
he would be a bit
isn't he
weird,
like an
wouldn't he?
actor? Melvin Hayes is an actor, isn't it? I don't know if he's been in Doctor Who, but he's not a doctor. Melvin Hayes.
Trying to say
Oh, he was
W.
that one in It Ain't Half Hot Man. That one.
Oh, I know. Yes.
Oh, he's still alive. He's 89.
I've got a question for the esteemed panel.
Oh, yeah. Bring the other panel on then, Lainey.
Hold on, I'll just pop this out.
They're in the green room waiting.
Do it now. Yeah. What 3 people, dead or alive, would you interview?
Would I interview?
If you had a TV series and you were to losing my voice now, what 3 people would you like to interview, dead or alive? I mean, obviously, you know.
Oh.
They wouldn't be dead when you interview them.
No. They would be in the form that you saw them last.
I have to think about that because that's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, there's too many. Probably, I think David Attenborough would be on that list.
Mm,
For me.
yeah.
Giles Brandreth.
You start listening to him on Just a Minute with Nicholas Parsons.
Yeah.
You did quite a few of them. I listened to that quite a lot, actually.
And somebody who probably nobody else has heard of, but a woman called Rachel Maddow.
All right.
And she's a newsreader, but she fascinates me.
Yeah.
An American newsreader. And who would my third one be? I don't think I'd wanted to interview anybody that I don't know that. Whenever I've read an autobiography, I usually wind up hating the person that I bought the autobiography because and then like Grace Jones, I'm a huge Grace Jones fan, and then I read her autobiography and I thought, God, you're a bitch. And same with Sharon Osbourne, a dreadful person, absolutely dreadful.
Grace Jones always comes across as a bitch to me. The way she hit that Russell Harty on his show.
Yeah, well, I think
He
that was
wasn't looking at her.
cocaine influence then, but she just, it was such an obvious book. Everything that went right in her career was her idea. Everything that went wrong, somebody made her do it. And I just thought, oh, this is just a giant cop-out.
I want to go round to Heather's and watch her interview Quentin Crisp, Debbie Harry and Susie Sue. That'd be a good one.
Oh,
Yeah. Quentin Crisp, isn't he? Didn't he have slick back hair?
No, he had blue hair. Big blue
Famously-
hair.
Famously didn't do any dusting.
Yes.
I'll have to
After
Google him
3
because
years.
I might have the wrong person in my head.
You can't get confused.
What was
But-
it? John
Are you
Hurt
thinking
played
of
him in a
Quentin
in a
Tarantino?
John Hurt played him in a film or something. What was it called? The
Uh,
Naked Civil
The
Servant.
Naked Civil Servant, yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Oh God, I'm so
Oh
old.
yeah, I recognise him.
I think for me, I'd want to go back in time and interview people who've never been interviewed on camera. So it's not like
Yeah.
people who. So the first one that sprung into my mind was Oscar Wilde. That's the person I'd like to interview because he just sounded like such a hilarious person and things he wrote. But I can't think of any others.
And you'd want one that talked, that could do the banter, wouldn't you? You wouldn't want.
Oh,
someone
yeah.
to
I'm
really-
sure Oscar Wilde was a right. Big
Yeah, I'm sure you
mean,
could just ask him one question and then sit back.
Yes, I bet he could talk. Oscar Wilde, yeah.
Yeah,
But I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head who I'd want to go.
I think Freddie Mercury probably.
But he's been interviewed. You know,
I know,
that's-
but not by me, so I just
Oh,
get like,
okay.
well,
I get what you mean.
you know.
To be honest, Lainey, that was one of my 3.
I think it's kind of like maybe who I'd like and who I'd want to interview are probably 2 different things in a sense.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah, somebody who's,
Like you
who I
said.
feel has had an interesting life rather than somebody
Yeah.
of maybe what they've done. I'd rather they had a more interesting life and yeah, hear about that.
Yeah. What else have I got? Hi, Kath. I don't know if I said that. Joy said Elvis and Martha Luther King. Martin. Just changed his sex there.
Kath's choice.
Yes.
Kath's choice is Porky, Mandy, and BCP. Those are the 3 people she would like to interview.
really.
Porky says Olivia Reed, George Best and Billy Connolly.
Oh,
Secret
I
Carper said Alan Shearer or John Wilson. I'm not sure who John Wilson is. Linlin said Princess Diana, the Queen, or Duke of Edinburgh, because she'd love to know what their real life is like.
I'm not necessarily going to tell you though.
Yeah.
What about interviewing Jesus? That would be an interesting one.
That came into my head as well, but I don't know
Yeah.
if that's a real person or not.
I
Or just
think,
a
yeah,
fictional character.
I think you would be.
I think you'd be a fictional character. Someone you'd just be sat next to a cartoon drawing. There you go.
But also,
Allegedly.
Allegedly, obviously.
he'd be a good guest because you could just put out some bottles of wine, but get drunk by the end of the evening. Put out bottles of water.
Bottles of water, yeah.
Yeah.
Said Patrick Stewart, Amanda Tapping, and David Prowse.
I don't know who Amanda Tapping is. Who's that?
Neil said Eve, Cain, and Abel, basically a biblical Jeremy Kyle, as they must have had an intersexual relationship to continue the human race.
Yeah, the DNA results. That would be exciting.
You know, I just heard Jeremy Kyle in my head go, well.
The Madam Jeremy. Yeah, I think because I probably have when you get that dinner, have someone to dinner thing, who would
Yes.
you have kind of thing.
Oscar Wilde.
I'm
Oscar
going to
Wilde.
be careful how I say this, but lady, what's the black thing in the bottom right corner of your screen?
My mic.
Oh, is it? Right, okay. I couldn't make
Hello.
out what it was. Right, okay.
Late Night with Lainey. That's her mind.
Hello and welcome to Late Night with Lainey.
Reminds me of that TV series years ago. Was it Midnight Caller? And he used to
Yes.
call in, and he was a sort of part-time private detective or whatever.
And wasn't the film Play Misty for me about a late night caller?
Did that have Clint Eastwood in it?
I think maybe.
I'm sure that's about, as you've just said, a radio DJ who had a stalker caller, kept calling
Yeah.
in.
Stephen Fry, you see, yeah, I'm afraid I think you'd find Stephen Fry a very depressing, uninteresting
You tried to get
person.
him in the banish bin.
I did try to put him in the banish bin. I'm not biased at all, but don't have him.
Didn't you say that you liked him?
No, it's not. I don't,
And
no,
you
I
used to
don't like
like
him. No, I don't like him. I find him fine on the show, but he's just not the person he presents. So the person he presents is fine, but I feel that the person that he actually is a very serious, depressed, self-interested.
But he is manic depressive, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's bipolar now, isn't it? That's what it's called now. Back in
Yeah.
the day, manic depressing, because he went missing for a while, didn't he?
Yes.
I really enjoyed the TV show, and I couldn't tell you what it was called, where he went off in a taxi.
In America.
Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. See, I don't get that thing from him that you said. I don't get that. But
No, I feel like I
If
can
he
see
was
it.
on it, if he
Heather
was,
agrees with me. Heather agrees. She knows.
if he was in a I don't know, a downward spiral of the manic depression bipolar, then yeah, I could see, yeah.
Did
I see
I just going off the subject a moment? Did I see a very fab-looking Heather on next video?
Didn't she look great?
I tell you what, I hope I look that good when I get to 30. I'm telling you.
I saw her on Carla, and she's got layers now in her hair, and she looks fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Ian, the next time you'll have 30 in your age is when you're 130.
I was being nice. I was being nice to Heather. Okay.
Or when you move house and live in number 30.
Yeah, Heather does look stunning. She absolutely
Yeah,
does.
definitely.
Yeah.
Very much so. Stu Andrew wants to interview his 25 times great grandfather, King John.
He's probably all our 25 times great grandfather.
Yeah, they do.
That's the way generations work.
Yeah, we were talking about this like the other day, weren't we? You were
Yeah.
telling us how by the time you got to a certain point, you had like 30,000.
No, by the time you go back, I don't know however many we said, 20 generations, you've got like 10 million ancestors if you
Yeah.
multiply it like that.
And
So
great grandfathers and
they're
grandparents.
he's probably all our 25 great grandfather.
25% of the world's population can go back to Genghis Khan, apparently.
Yeah, but I think
25%
any
of
person
the
in
world's
history, probably any person in history who had a few kids, is everybody's great whatever grandparent, because that's the way genetics works and generations work. So
So we're all related.
yeah, when Richard III was found in a car park in Leicester, I was thinking, oh, it's one of my ancestors probably.
High
But
five.
then again, he didn't have any legitimate children, but he may have had lots of under the blanket or whatever children, who knows.
I am Les.
Would you like the link, Heather? I can send you it if you'd like it.
Yeah, come on, Heather. You don't have to come on camera if you don't want.
Now she's got to turn up as a rock chick suddenly, hasn't she?
Well, she always does, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chop chop, busy busy, work work, bang bang. Said Lord Lucan, Dick Turpin, and Spike Milligan.
Now,
Spike
Lord
Milligan.
Lucan's a good one because we all want to know what happened there. I'd
Yeah,
love to know what happened there.
But Dick
Spike Milligan would be
Turpin,
great.
don't know much about Dick Turpin except he robbed.
Well, that's a good one to interview then.
Yeah, because he was.
Yes, it would be. You're quite right.
Well, Lord Lucan went missing, didn't he? And nobody ever found out where he was never traced. But yeah, his nanny did get murdered the day before or
The Daily
something.
Mail
So.
used to be obsessed by Lord Lucan.
But he's got to be dead now. I mean, he must
Hi,
be,
Lisa.
because it was like 50 years ago. So he must be like 100 or plus by now if he was still alive. So he's not. But yeah, that's a good one because that would solve a mystery if you interviewed him. That's a good one. Yeah, I want to interview people where I want to interview Jack the Ripper, so I know who it is.
Red Rum with him.
Jack the Ripper. Right.
Oh,
So my
Sugar,
two
is
so
it
far
Sugar?
are Oscar Wilde, Jack the Ripper, and one more. Got to think of another
You
one,
want to interview Jack the Ripper?
just so I can solve the mystery.
Yeah.
Who
I
it
thought he
was.
was a member of the monarchy.
Well, there's lots of theories, isn't there? This is why I want to interview him, so I can get the truth.
But what about if it
Insane.
was a member of the monarchy? You would be
Yeah.
furious with him. Probably more furious with him for being a member of the monarchy than for the murder.
Excuse the dog.
What up, Jasper? What's
You know,
got into him?
Because he was just come back and he was talking to his mate
Oh.
outside. So just was like, not by yourself, mate.
Do you know, we only found out recently that Guy Fawkes was from Yorkshire. Bizarre fact.
Guy.
Yeah.
It's an
I was
unusual name,
watching.
isn't it?
Guy
I was
Fawkes.
watching. Sorry,
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say I was watching TikTok, and someone was saying facts and that, and the guy said that the person who invented Pringles, when he died, he had his ashes put in a Pringles tub and was buried.
Now, is that true? Are you believing it?
They said it was, but obviously I haven't Googled it or anything to
Don't
check.
believe everything you hear.
But it might be true. I don't-
Look, Heather wants to come on. Send her the
Yeah, I'm
link.
just. I am. Give me a chance. Give me a chance.
Talking of people getting old,
What,
I've
like
been
you?
not that old. I've been asked to by a member of the I was going to say congregation. That's not the word I'm looking for.
That's such a good point.
It's not that kind of thing.
From a member of the chat to say that Cherry is actually 31 years old today. Talking of people getting old.
Oh, happy birthday, Cherry.
Happy birthday to you.
My son's just turned 31, but that was yesterday. I sent us Heather on.
Kathy, I want to interview Jack the Ripper so that I can find out who he is. Because if I'm interviewing him, I'll know who he is then, won't I?
Yeah, you can take a picture.
But Cass made the point that if you interviewed one of his victims rather than Jack the Ripper, because he's only going to lie and say he isn't.
Yeah,
the
but they
Ripper.
won't know who he is.
And that
will
actually
they?
makes. Well, of course they will. They'll have seen him.
No. Ken Wood was buried, but he couldn't get the lid on. Like a Ken Wood mixer.
Apparently, it's true about the Pringles thing.
Well,
Oh,
there
yeah.
you go.
It's on the internet. It's got to be true.
Yeah.
Well, it's in the Guardian and on Wikipedia.
That's a bit weird, though, isn't it? Having yourself ground up and put into a Pringles tub.
Must have been like.
No weirder than making Pringles. Didn't Pringles go to court because they put a tax on potato snacks, and Pringles said we're not a potato?
Huh.
Or
What are
something.
they made of then?
I don't know, some wheat or something. I'm not sure, but I'm sure they went to court and managed to get out of it.
I thought they were made of potatoes.
Well, let me Google it for you then, Liz.
You Google. Neil said Lord Lucan used to work in our local chippy with Elvis.
Really?
Oh,
It's amazing.
Pringles is an American brand of stackable potato-based chips. That's what it says on Wikipedia.
like Jaffa cakes, isn't it? They've always, they get out of the thing of, I'm not sure which way around it is. They're trying to get out of the tax of being biscuit or something. I'm not quite sure how it all.
That's Jaffa cakes.
Yeah.
Ah, right. It's because they're made from potato dough. They're not made straight
They're
from.
made
They're
from-
not actually chips of potato. They're made from
They're
potato dough.
reformed, like reformed ham
Yes,
or something.
and
They're
that's
But
reformed.
why
it
they-
includes potatoes.
They
And
do.
they also contain corn, rice, and wheat.
Oh, you got feedback.
Am I in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Your,
I couldn't spell it.
your
You clicked
YouTube
me in before my name appeared.
YouTube's still on, Heather.
Oh, hang on. Let me bear with. YouTube's on it.
You just have to turn the sound on, otherwise you can't see the chat. So
I can see the chat. Oh, she's frozen.
I think
You
she's
see
like,
the chat in StreamYard though. That's where I look at it.
can you? I can.
Yeah.
yeah, if you
You know
go,
where it says private chat? There's also
Right, if
comments.
you have it on comments.
Oh, well, I
After all
live
this-
and learn. Oh yeah.
You can't actually write in the chat though there. So if you wanted
It
to
says
like
join the chat at the
you
bottom.
mod a behaviour, you couldn't in there.
I don't know what that means because I've never. Oh,
We can still hear ourselves talking back to each other.
I haven't got YouTube open. I'm on my mobile, so that's probably why it hasn't worked.
oh. It's weird because of the delay as well.
Oh no. Let me see if I can find. Shall I pop out and come back in again?
Right, we'll try that.
Okay.
close YouTube. Oops.
Sometimes if you haven't like actually closed all the apps and it's still
Yeah.
even if you're not like on it anymore. But we'll try anyway. God, it's too warm.
My car got broken into. Well, I say broken into. I left the door open. Last night.
Oh,
But it's still broke into it because you didn't give them permission to open
No, I
the door.
didn't. I didn't.
They
And I
didn't break him though. They walked in.
No, but yeah, they just opened it up and they ransacked the whole thing. And because it's a Japanese car, there's hundreds of pockets and glove compartments and things that lift up, and they went through absolutely everything and didn't take one thing. They just threw it all over the car, except for my little loop that I have in the car to check jewelry on when I bought it. And that's the only thing they took. They didn't take the sat nav, they didn't take the CDs, they didn't take anything else.
being unusually delicate, which is not usually me, as we all know. Do you think it's anything to do with the decals that are on your
Yes.
vehicle?
I wondered that. Yeah.
Looking for certain things, you mean?
We were looking for something.
Harry.
For a good time.
Although I have seen people, they go up and down the seafront and they just check all the doors as they go along. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that.
But yeah, something happened with my central locking whereby only the two front doors locked and the back doors didn't. So
It's
yeah.
a year this month since my car was stolen from outside my house.
Should we have a moment's silence?
That, bloody
It
hell.
just makes me sad though, because I had that car from brand new and I'd had it for 13 years, and it would still be going now. But they found it about 6 months later in a scrapyard, and it was like it had been run into the ground. It was very sad.
And they just look right. Sorry.
Sorted.
Hi.
So I don't understand Porky's comment here that I'm looking for a reseller, but I don't understand that one. But
Pinch your jewellery loop. A jewellery reseller, I guess.
Oh, right.
oh, right, yes.
I think.
Right, okay, with my loop, I get it. Yeah, did they take anything, Lynn, then? Because I'm getting insulted. I've also been broken into 3 times in my flat, and and it's full of things that I think are quite precious. The only thing they've taken each time was my iPhone, and I'm beginning to take it personally. So
They stole my van and brought
They've
it
got
back.
no taste.
hey, you're back.
Hi, Heather.
Hello.
Where are you, Heather? Is this your living room?
Yes, this is my darkened space. This is my living
Because
room.
I've only ever seen you in your office.
Yeah, with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or if you go back to old videos, you're up in an attic room, or is that the same room but you're by a window?
Possibly that might be going back a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
usually
you,
in my office.
didn't you used to sit on your bed sometimes and do things? Like that sounded
Yes.
wrong. Sorry.
Could have worded that a little bit
Talk
better.
about that channel, lady. Yeah, that was a
I
bit.
mean, I remember you doing an unboxing of some designer stuff that you got.
That was probably sat on my bed, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
I'm not proud.
I'm sorry, Neil. I don't know what a Toyota Century is. The only car I can successfully name is a taxi. I'm rubbish with cars. But I did used to have a Toyota. I used to have the same van that Heather now has.
A Hiace, Toyota
A
Hiace.
Hiace. Yeah, I loved that car so much.
Yeah. I love my blessed bee.
Oh. Mine had a red velour interior. It looked like a tandoori takeaway on wheels. It was great.
Amazing. Wow, mine's not red velour. It's very practical.
Have you got one of those little boxes? It's a heater and a freezer that's just right where you rest your arm by the driver's seat.
No, I've got a fridge, I've got a sink, I've got a cooker, I've got
Yeah, I
some
did.
lights, and a
Mine
rock and
was a
roll bed,
people
but that's about
carrier.
it.
Yeah, the back
How
turned
can
into
a
a bed.
heater also be a freezer?
I always wondered that. I never dared try it.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit odd.
It does.
Hi, Hadrian. Yeah. So, you been out today, Heather?
I did go to a boot fair, which was a bit rubbish, but yeah.
No,
Weather's been quite nice down here, but it's been quite warm.
Yes, it is a bit warm.
I thought I might see you, Heather, at the jumble sale that was on in Uckfield, because I have seen you there once before. Many years ago.
It would have been a while back. I mean, to be honest, Uckfield is it's not far from me, but it's far enough to be slightly annoying. Yeah, the next time I go to Uckfield is probably for my samba drumming. I'll probably be doing a gig in
Ooh.
Uckfield for drumming.
So
But
have you
yeah,
met Heather then, Stephen?
No, I was watching her when she was in her attic on YouTube, and she was in the queue ahead of me. And
You didn't say hello.
no, because it's just
Oh,
sounds so weird. Hello, I watch you, and then how creepy is that?
it's very strange when somebody does that, because I'm not a Nick and Andrew. People generally don't know who the hell I am because I'm not major on the tubes. So it is kind of funny when someone comes up and recognizes you. It's really odd.
Well, what
It's
do you
lovely.
say? What do you? I mean, I wouldn't know how to respond. Oh, that's nice.
I just go, oh, lovely, yes, and find out their name, which I'll instantly forget because that's how shit I am. But I try and be sociable and nice, but it's hard work. Not really.
Yeah. And so yes, I didn't say anything. I just stood at the back and said to my friend, "I watch her on YouTube."
Oh.
But I don't know if you remember that jumble sale. It's the weirdest jumble sale in the world. They have a giant font in the hallway, and they turn it into a barbecue and cook bacon in it.
I'm trying to remember. It must have been a long time ago.
Yeah,
It would have been
it was.
nice to meet you because, like you say, we're in the same neck of the woods, so it would be very
Yeah.
nice to meet you one day. But yeah,
Will
it's an
happen.
unusual situation, isn't it, when you're out and about?
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't hesitate now, but I wouldn't have had anything more to say except I watch you on YouTube, and that would have been just so creepy sounding.
Conversation stopper.
Oh, that's nice. Security.
Awkward. Sidles off quickly,
Yeah.
runs away.
I think the first person who ever said to me, I was going along in the wheelchair, and they just went, "Hi, Lainey," and I was like, "How do I know you? Where do I know you from?" And when you're in your brain thinking like, it's like, did I go to school with you? Did you know what I mean? I was like doing all that, and I couldn't think. And then he said his name and said, I'm off, like, I'm in the side chat, this is my name. And I was like, oh, right. And then, talked for a bit, and then I was like, bye.
Good night, Lin.
Night, Lin.
And then, and then I was stopped in the park because I was blocking the path, and I thought I was just blocking the path, but then she went, Lex, I watch you through the window.
Her voice. She could do that with her voice. That voice she now does of me.
Yeah, you mean your voice? Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that about? Is that like her mimicking you?
Yes. I don't know where it's come from. All I said was
It was creepy.
yeah, it was creepy. Apparently,
But it
I'm
was
creepy.
funny.
And that's why I can't go up to people in Jumblesurs and say I watch you, because obviously I'm
Oh.
creepy. All I said was you should weigh that, or I can't remember what it was. And oh yeah, let's weigh
You should come live, Lex. Come in.
I mean, I hate
I'm
that hair.
naked in bed. What
And
I
that's
say?
what it sounded like. It
Naked
sounded
in
like
bed.
Lex
That's what she
being
always says.
We're in for another one.
Lex
Yeah, we
Lex
can
is
touch a
probably
lot.
naked in bed. Yeah, we know
I
that.
think so. That's what she always says.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. We're all naked from the bottom half.
We've seen it all before.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
She does a good impression. Yes, you
Oh
did.
no, it's creepy. Don't do it again, Lex. I didn't like it.
She does it every week now. It's a regular.
Really?
It's a part
I've
of
not
the
watched
show.
the last couple of shows because I've been busy, but yeah, I switched on and that was, quite early on in what I was watching. I was like, oh, I don't like it. Stop it. So I tried to get that ASMR shit put in the banish bin. Can't stand it. That whispering and tapping and stuff. Oh,
Well, I deny that I'm turned on by her rubbing her silver against the stone. I absolutely does nothing for me.
It
Oh,
does
she's
have a
fully
particular
clothed
sound,
on her
though, doesn't
bed.
it?
Well, click the link and
Get
Get
your
in.
button
Yes, get in, get in.
get in.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
a
thing
thing now. Yeah.
oh no.
It's all right. I went in and I went, hi. And then I went, hi. And she went, oh, and she went, I thought it smelled of fish in there. I was like, yeah, it's me.
What?
Yeah.
The week before she called me a cow or something.
Yeah. Last week, Lainey was called a cow.
I remember that.
Yeah. This
I
week,
just laughed at it.
she smells of fish, apparently.
Yeah, I sent her a message saying I was offended for exactly 20 seconds. I know, I admit it, but you don't have to point it out.
Oh,
So-
she's off to bed.
You're just boring now. Are you going to the car boot tomorrow? If you're not going to the car boot, then that's boring.
She can't do two things. It's not allowed. She can't go to the car boot and then to Miriam Margolis.
She can. She wants.
No, that means
Yeah,
she's got a real life. That's not allowed.
Anyway, give my cat Tilda a little kiss from me. My cat
Oh,
Tilda.
we
I
all
love
love Tilda.
Tilda's amazing. It's the chattiness I love. She's so chatty. I love a
She's very
chatty cat.
yowly. I've got one
She
like
is.
that. It's conversational.
Oh, I love
Shouts at
them.
you.
I love it when they do that. They talk back to you.
We like being offended. It's our,
We
our-
keep
You offend me every time I see you, Lex. What's new?
coming back for more. Have you not figured this out yet? That we all like it.
We do. We love it. Yeah.
I just want someone to chuck a bucket of ice over my head. Maybe not hard, because that'd be like, it would probably hurt, wouldn't it? Just like
Ouch.
pour it gently.
Big rock of ice. Just
Not like what's them things in the sea?
iceberg. An
Yeah, why-
iceberg.
Glaciers?
An iceberg.
Iceberg.
Yeah, we didn't need one of them.
Look, she's offending me now. Look, she says she's a twat, a whiny twat. Susan, that is. Very funny. Very funny.
Wow.
Not to turn it into a jewelry chat, but Heather, have you ever gone back to that woman you got that wonderful haul from of jewelry? Some really special stuff that you got. It wasn't cheap, but it was really great.
Oh Lord, I'm trying to think. I mean, I do get occasional good deals with things, but it's harder. It's getting harder to find stuff. I've got to be honest. But I go out thinking I'm going to find jewellery, and I come back with breakables, which is not the plan.
Uh,
But that Bitossi thing that I found the other day is like, it was £3 in a charity shop.
wow.
I am not leaving it there.
What was it?
There's a ceramic company called Bitossi, which is
I thought you said
Italian.
biscotti.
No, that's edibles.
That would be a good find.
Totally different. That's the
Well, I
biscuit
haven't
stuff.
seen this video. I must have missed this. What did you find? Was it a vase or an animal?
It was a big bowl that's about 1 foot across with that's
Ooh.
on a base, and it's the classic Bitossi Rimini
Blue.
blue, scratched kind of stuff. And it was literally £3 in the charity shop. I couldn't possibly leave it behind.
Wow. I've got
But I
a
think
big,
I might end up keeping it.
I've got
Yeah.
a giant vase that I've got on Etsy for £600. So
Wow.
yeah, I don't know that it'll sell at that, but I
I've
don't
just
kind of
looked-
want to
I've just
part with
looked it
mine
up.
either.
I've just looked up
Yeah.
Bitossi, and there's lots of blue stuff.
Yeah,
A lot
Rimini
of it is
blue.
blue. It's Rimini blue, yeah.
Horses
I've
and
got a
birds.
sausage
and-
dog in the same thing.
Oh, yeah, there is a sausage dog here. All
Hang on.
sorts of
Oh,
animals, lions
I'll
and
show you
pigs
the
and
sausage
things.
dog.
There's a sausage cat here.
Well, that's unusual.
Well, it's a
There's
very
my
long-
sausage dog.
in the shape.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, there's one of those on this Google. What I just Googled, yeah.
I
So-
found that a couple of years back, but the bowl is huge. So yeah, but the universe gives you what it gives you. I'm not going to be ungrateful, but it's the thought of posting the bastard. It's just effort.
yeah.
Lots
My
of
packing is,
all
you
around.
wouldn't believe it from if you've watched Nick and Andrea's latest video about the box I send them, you wouldn't think my packing is anything because I didn't pack it. I just chucked it in a box. But my packing is absolutely superb. I am king of packing, and I've only had 2 things in 10 years that have arrived broken. So
Well done, yeah.
I'm very proud of my packing.
I've been quite fortunate because I use Every as well, which is taking
Oh,
a risk
gosh.
to a lot of people. But actually, I've had less trouble with them than I have with Royal Mail. But my latest sale was a Venetian mask with peacock feathers that I bought off a friend to give her some money because cash was an issue. And I sold it for about £100 and then found out it's gone to Australia. I'm like, oh dear Lord, how's that ever going to make
Is
it?
it on
there?
GSP?
Yeah.
Well,
So basically, if it makes it to
yeah,
Litchfield, I'm off the hook.
you'll be
But
fine.
I still would like it to reach its intended
course.
destination because it's a beautiful thing.
Not many years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, I sold a large fish plate platter in glass, and sold it, blah blah blah, and it went to Italy, and I was absolutely on pins till it arrived. And I've got this I've got it somewhere saved on the computer, this picture of the family with this fish dish being used as like all sorts of different food, and they're all stood around it like they're all dead proud. I'm thinking, okay, weird, yeah, but yeah, we'll go with it. Yeah. Quite nervous about it going, and it made it. So
Hooray.
None of my
it's nice when
postcards
things
have
like
ever
that.
broken in transit, I have to
That's
say.
amazing, Susan. How do you do that?
Yeah, fancy that with postcard. Yeah.
I
Do
did
you know, I
sell a
think
lot of breakables though during lockdown. I sold loads of Cruet sets.
I know you
so-
did. But I
and none
think
of
of
those
you and
broke
Lex.
either. None of those
Every
broke.
time I do packing every day, I think of you and Lex, just popping things in little envelopes and taping and
Yeah.
folding boxes and bubble
It
wrapping.
pissed me
And,
off so much, having to put void fill in and stuff like that. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, was it anything to do with them Cruet sets that Sharon made you buy?
every time you and Sharon, every time I sold one of them, I was like, fucking Sharon and Lainey, make me buy these.
Yeah.
But you made
That's
good
why I
money off
quite like
them.
I
clothes.
did make good money, but that's not the point. I fucking hated it. And like
Okay.
Nick and Andrea said repeatedly, do sell what you love, don't, otherwise it will become like a chore. And that's what it
Yeah.
was. It was like a chore.
You know, if the job itself is just sourcing and packing, I'd be happy.
Yeah, I don't
But
mind the packing.
clothing is easy. You literally shove it in the bag.
Yeah.
It's not going to get broken. So
Yeah.
I've
that's
heard
the
you
easy
say
end.
before you don't get many returns, Heather, which I think is amazing because, or
I
is that?
do get some. I had a very painful one a couple of weeks ago. £180 Crombie coach came back.
Oh,
Oh dear God! It absolutely, it was horrible.
ooh,
But
that hurts.
it did hurt. It was £180. I'd been paid, and then it had to come out of my earnings for that week. But that's the problem. If you sell something decent, it comes back. That's what happens.
Yeah.
But I like men. No, I'll phrase this slightly better. I like men's wear because it's well made and normally true to size. But yeah, there are times when something comes up big or somebody just doesn't like it and it comes
But
back.
men, I find, can be weirdly fussy over things. Really,
Oh,
so particular over certain things. And well, could you just tell me the exact width in millimeters of those braces? What?
yeah. I tend to think there's no way I'm going to sell anything to you if we're that far down the line. It's like, oh, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon
Yeah.
as somebody asks me a question about something, I just know they're never going to buy it. Or if they do, there's going to be trouble.
I think them
I
ones
think
were-
one question is allowed. More than one question, it's like, alarm bells.
Not with postcards. With
And doesn't
postcards,
your-
you just see what you get, and that's it.
Yeah.
So no
Yeah.
questions to ask, really.
or like questions like, that ball that you're selling, will it look good on my sideboard?
Mm.
Do you know,
Yeah.
like stuff
Is
like that.
it a big size 12? Or,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, it depends how big you are as a 12. If you're really a 16, it ain't
Yeah.
never going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, love, but I mean, women's clothing is worse than men's for being ridiculous in terms of the variation in size, as anyone will tell you.
Yeah.
I've got everything from an 8 to a 16 in my wardrobe. It's bloody ridiculous. But
Yeah,
do put the
sizes have got
measurements
bigger
in.
over the
I'm
years. haven't
careful.
they? Yeah.
Especially with vintage stuff, I will put the measurements in. I'll tell them what the fabric is so they know if it has give or not. I try and be as fulsome as I can, and stuff still comes back. But
People
I don't
read
think I have a high return rate considering what I sell. But eBay seem to think it's high enough, which I think is ridiculous. But there you go.
Not necessarily on eBay, but on other platforms. I sell furniture, and people will message me and say, "I want that for that corner where near the lamp and under the light. Do you think it'll fit in there?" Or my gran used to have one of these. Do you think it's the same?
How would you know? Are you old enough? Oh, God, people are stupid. Really are.
You see, yeah, I bought it off your gran. She was lovely.
Or, I'm going to get some Annie Sloan paint, and I'm going to paint it. Do you think it'll look nice painted?
Mm,
Oh
mm.
my
I don't know. I don't care. Do you want it or not? You know what I mean?
It's like, how tall was your grandmother?
Yeah.
Will it fit in?
You see, with
What are
postcards,
her
you don't get a lot of that stuff. I mean, I've been selling postcards for, I think it's about 12 years now, something like that. And I can hardly remember anything coming back or any queries or anything. But last week, I had 2 cases opened on the same day, which is so uber rare to get even
Ooh.
one. And the first one said she'd received this bundle of postcards that she bought off me. I think she bought 7. but one was missing. And I said, have you checked that it's not? Because I remember putting it in. Have you checked it's not slid out onto the floor? She found it on the floor. So basically an idiot.
Yeah.
And then the other one was somebody who'd given me positive feedback 2 months ago and then suddenly opened a case to say it hadn't arrived. And when I queried it with her, she said, oh, no, I'm thinking of another card that didn't turn up, not yours. So I've got two
that
idiots on the same
mistake.
day, which was really weird.
Have you not had someone say, you know, this picture of this street, it's number 12 and 13. Do you not have a picture of 14 and 15 by any chance?
You do get certain people. You do get certain people who say, "Have you got any more of this type of card?" And they don't really realise that you've picked them up at auction, and you don't know you don't have any others. But
Yeah.
you don't really get.
You
too
didn't
many.
take the picture.
I didn't take the picture. No, they want to know exactly. Some people want to know exactly where it's come from, but and I just say, well, I just buy lots at auctions. So I have no idea of the history of it. But you don't really get that many idiots with postcards. Not like the ones you're describing.
Oh, idiot! Yeah, we get them in bundles. Anything vintage, unusual, and I always say, you know, especially a lot of vintage stuff is tiny. It's not only short; it's minuscule.
Yeah.
So I will say, label says it's a size 10. It will probably fit a modern size 6, and I'll put that in the description.
Yeah.
You know, because to be honest, yes, I was a size 12 in 1978. I'm a size 12 now, but they are not the same thing. There's a lot more of me than there was back then. Trust me. You know, so, oh, you have to
I
take
hate it when people ask for the provenance of things. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, well, that's, yes, I'd say this is very early Sunday morning car boot sale. I mean, provenance, I don't know. I don't know where it's from.
Yeah. You kind
Lisa
of want to go
said-
back to them and say, I've removed all the pet hair and grass I possibly can, and it's been thoroughly Febreze. But beyond that, I know.
It makes you think if they don't read it, because you could literally just write. So I've rubbed it in the dirt outside, stuck it in the bin for 3 days, and then posted it off to you. Because no one would actually read it, would they? Like, it makes you think when you actually get the questions. Well, have you not read the description?
They don't. People don't.
I did an experiment and put at the very bottom of my description, if you've got this far, you deserve a discount, and here is the code. And put in that code, not one person ever used that code. And I think I did it for a year.
Wow.
That's an experiment. That is a statistically valid experiment.
Lisa says, I've had people say, will it fit a 5'6" person?
No.
Well, it depends on the other dimensions.
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah. Because not
On
every
Vin-
5'6" person is the same.
No, not at
Well,
all.
different.
Different.
And Parky says,
4 of them are legs.
yeah. Parky says, on Vinteria, someone had said, will this match my wallpaper?
Oh,
Yeah,
my
right.
God.
What's Vinteria?
Well, oddly enough, I watched Married to Reselling, who I'm growing to really like, and I was watching them, and they were talking about Vinteria, and it seems to be for actually that Batossi bowl of yours would be good on there. I've applied.
Thank
You
you.
can either be a private seller or a professional seller, and I've
Or
written to
private. I've got caned before for being a business seller.
but I yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, a lot of interior designers use it, and very rich people use Vinteria.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I watch a
I
woman-
must list on it.
I'm on it all the time. All the time.
Your whole house is furnished from
Yeah,
Vinteria, isn't it?
Yeah. That's it.
Well, if you go on there, don't say that the provenance is the Sunday morning car boot sale.
No. So
I'll
yeah,
look into
see
them.
about that because I need another platform because Etsy has just gone. It's just gone dead overnight. I went from 2 months ago from it saying, "Oh, you're 25 to 40% up, depending on the day." This year than you were last year. To this month, I am 85% down.
Wow.
Oh, that's
85%. It just died overnight for no reason. And I
a lot
can't
of people have
understand
said that about Etsy, haven't they, lately?
Yeah, well, people have been saying it for a couple of years. You know, oh, it's like someone switched the lights out, and I never could say anything because my sales have always been really steady, very reliable, and each year I was selling more than I was the year before, and I'm
Are we back a
really
bit?
happy with it. And
Okay.
then it just died overnight, and I don't really understand why. For some reason, my
No.
things don't seem to be visible. I don't know. So I was
I don't
scouting
know if
around.
it's because they've got bigger or what.
I don't know. They're always messing with the blessed site. And then the other day I sold it was just a walking stick, but on Etsy you can price things internationally and domestically. So I set one price for if it's going to be sold in the UK, and another one that's more expensive to include postage for the domestic. And they bought it from America, but paid the UK price for it. And it was some glitch in the Etsy system that apparently has been going on. And so I'm wondering if that's got something to do with it, that it's not showing up internationally, because about 50 or 60% of my customers from America or Canada or Australia.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
know
that's strange. I'll
some-
definitely look into Vinteria though, but I'm moving more into jewellery and stuff, or I'm hoarding jewellery, let's say, as
Yes,
my kind of
I
backup.
personally can't approve of that.
Yeah. Well, you do pick up the most amazing things, though. I've got to say, Stephen, you absolutely. Every time your little Instagram comes through, and I'm like, oh.
Well, I was surprised today,
Interesting
even
stuff.
at this Uckfield jumble sale, I picked up an owl sculpture that was signed, and I've looked it up today, and it's by some Zimbabwean artist who's quite well known.
I saw. Yes, I saw your Instagram on that. I caught
Yeah.
up on it. Brilliant. Yeah,
I've
it's
been very
amazing
lucky.
what you can find.
I don't know where
When
you
you
find
know.
these things though. Or there just seems to be so many of them out there that you seem to find. It just seems incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell there was something about it just by looking at it, So obviously,
You've got your eye in. That's the thing. You don't know what
Yeah.
it is, but you can spot quality. And I'm a bit the same. I look at something and go, I've no idea what that is, but I know it's
Yes.
something.
and if it's cheap,
And I
enough,
kind of
then
go on that.
get it.
Whereas
Intuition.
I have none of that intuition. Absolutely zero. Zero.
I sold a book before for $9.99. I'm taking that. Yeah.
Yes. Good for you.
That is the other
I'm
thing.
actually-
I find the things, but you've got to then find the buyer as well,
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a long time. Well, a lot of the stuff that I sell, can take a long time to find its owner, just because it's weird shit and it's
Yeah.
unusual and it's only going to suit a small number of people. So,
Yeah.
but I don't mind. At least I like the stuff I sell.
But
I
I've got
am
a
going to
feeling,
pop off because I've got to go to Bex. I've got to get up for a boot fair in the morning.
of course you do.
Oh.
But you
So
do
I just
honestly check out Vinteria, because I think
I
this
will,
weird stuff is
yeah.
going to actually sell to interior designers and things on there. So
I've got quite a few things that I haven't listed on eBay that I actually think would be much better on there.
yeah,
So, yeah. Nice
good.
things, unusual. Mm.
Yeah.
So I'll
Well,
say
good
touchy bye.
Good
Oh,
night,
bye,
then, Heather.
love.
Take care, Heather.
Nice
See
to
you
see
later.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Ugh.
Night, Heather.
I'm trying to press the button. Bye, Lainey. It's not letting me press the button.
That won't let you escape.
I press leave. It's not letting me.
No, we don't let you go.
No.
We keep
Yeah.
you here.
Just be glad you're not stood next to a field, love. Yeah.
I don't know what fauna means by that. Are those the seaside cards, Susan? I don't know what you're referring to. Explain.
I think she means them rude seaside cards you get from postcards.
Well, I know that's what she's referring to, but in what's the question?
Oh,
Are those what? I don't know what she means.
that people ask for, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
Probably got a negative because the woman didn't like the smell of the hand sanitizer she swallowed.
God.
Lisa said she hates it when people just leave negatives and don't contact her. Etsy charges now when you sign up, you have to pay a monthly fee.
Yes, £20
Is that new?
or some arbitrary stupid amount that I don't really understand. It's either going to put people off or I don't. Yeah, just another way for them to make money.
Oh, Fauna says when people ask for more of those type of cards, it could be anything. So you've got a picture of some street somewhere randomly, and they're like, "Oh, I used to live there. Have you got any more of that, area?" No, I haven't. So, yeah, but it could be the seaside type as well. But they're more common. You see those everywhere.
Apparently, you're to blame for Lex looking for nudie French cards.
Well, she asked me if she was in Paris or whatever, which ones would be good, because France is a big postcard collecting country. They, you know, there's billions of French postcards out there, and I basically said don't go for the geographical ones, you know, the places, because there's just
Right.
millions of them. Like the Eiffel Tower, you may as well just like wipe your bum with it because there's so many of them. But yeah, if I was in Paris looking for postcards, I'd look for the under the counter type, you know, from the 1920s, the Art Deco beauties or whatever from the 1920s.
You like go in and like, do you have any notes?
Well, they wouldn't be under the counter now, but they were in the 20s.
Yeah,
You couldn't send them in the post. Definitely not.
no.
Get arrested.
There's that old thing of the man who opens up his Mac and he's got dirty postcards. In them.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought he had watches. That's what he told me.
Oh, well. Man said, watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering how he was balancing all them. Anyway. I'm sure there's some French postcards for sale on my marketplace thing.
They were probably all of Paris.
I bet you anything the rarest French postcard must be of pop stars.
Why?
Because- Well, when was the last French pop star ever?
I don't know. Vanessa Paradis just came into my head. Showed a
I was thinking of Plastique Bertrand.
Oh yes. Showed a
Then the wheel fell off.
I'm sure
yeah.
France do have their own pop stars that we're just not aware of, though.
Yeah, but I mean, they've never made international.
That don't make their postcards worth anything, though.
No, I suppose not. Okay.
No, go for the beautiful ladies. Sex always sells, doesn't it?
No wonder I'm
does
85%.
Depends who's offering it, I suppose. Sorry.
Beautiful ladies always attract the buyers. But I like the ones from the 1920s because they've often got like these really wild colours. Like they're all tinted in pinks and blues and things, and they look great. They're really nice. The Art Deco. I always call them Art Deco if I have any.
I've seen some of them.
Yeah. Depends. I mean, some are not as valuable as others because some were mass produced, that not nudie ones, but you know, like beautiful girls. But if you get the nudie ones, they're the better ones. You can sell them on eBay, but you just got to be a bit careful of how you categorize them.
Don't go naked ladies like that.
No, when I say that, it's actually what category you put them in. If you put them in postcards, they can often take them down. But if you put them in art prints, they don't.
Oh, how clever.
Because of some weird eBay rule that you can sell nude art, but you can't sell nude postcards. I don't know.
Ridiculous. If you can sell nude something, you should just.
It should
Then
really
again, you just have
exactly.
random Barbara down the road with a muff out on eBay. You know what I mean? So probably not a good thing. I just posted it in the group anyway.
But yeah, I mean, I can remember once having a postcard taken down by eBay because it was a nude postcard and I had it in a postcard. And when I asked them on the chat, I said, because there's thousands of these on eBay right now. And they goes, yeah, but you've just got to list it as an art postcard. So that just seems like a stupid thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's the same exact thing, but as long as you've got it in a different category, it's fine. What?
So porn is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah. So if it was designed as art, you can sell it as a nude. Let's see what you've got here, Lainey.
They're lovely. Where are they from, Lainey? Those postcards you just.
So I just like my marketplace.
Oh.
I wouldn't say those are any good, really. There's no nudes, and they're not very. They've got,
They're
men in them as well. The men like detract from the beauty of the women. The only one I like out of all of those is the woman with the horses. That's my favourite one.
Oh,
Yeah.
surely the baby in the shoe.
Yeah, that one's all right. I like the woman with the horses. If you had a few of those, you could do a nice bundle that would sell for a bit. But the ones with the men in, nah, 10 a penny they are, unfortunately.
And look,
So are these real couples? Oh, we shouldn't really be talking about it because nobody else can see this. But
No, they're not. They're like models or whatever.
okay.
Yeah.
I wondered if it was something you went to and had done with your
No,
beloved.
those ones are definitely models. But
that
you
means Stephen.
You could go to a studio and have yourself and your husband, but it wouldn't look like that. Yeah, Porky said, when I used to sell postcards, I would put adverts on Gumtree to buy postcards at 5p each, and the number I got of the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, exactly. So what I say, you may as well just paper your bedroom with them. There's so many of the Eiffel Tower. They're worthless.
Hey, Donna.
Hi, Donna.
Hey, Donna. I was just having a look on my auction place. It's just one lot of postcards up at the minute on there. Estimated 20 to 40.
What,
Wow.
just those ones in that picture?
No, these are a fiver on Facebook Marketplace. Them in that picture. But there's I've just went on the auction site instead of Facebook Marketplace, and there's an album of postcards of mainly Scotland, 20 to 40 quid estimate.
I've got a new plan.
Oh, yeah.
But I used to buy jewelry very cheaply from my local auction, and maybe because I talked about it so much, but now everybody's buying it, and it's now about 4 or 5 times the price, so I can't buy anything anymore. So now I've decided to bundle it up and put it into the auction if people are going to pay that much. So I'm going to put it in.
All right.
People.
Good.
Yes. So we're going to see how that goes. But I would like to have done it as soon as possible. But August is a bad month to do anything in, isn't it? I just thought everyone will be on holiday. The auction will be unattended. So I'll wait
August
till
is the
September.
best month. The best people were born in August. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not about, well, is it?
We're not talking about 60 years ago. We're talking about now.
Excuse me. Do you know, you say that and it nearly is 60 years ago. Fucking hell. My God. When I've got a 6 in my age, I'm just going to give up.
I can't imagine.
Can't imagine either. It's not far off.
There's a tub of, well, it says mostly silver, 20 to 40 estimation.
Yeah, and usually that's sort of what it would always say on the job lots for mine. And then no one would bid, and then he'd started it at 10, and then I'd get it for 20. But now he goes and it's, you know, oh, we've already got a bid of 55, so let's 60s, and we've got 6. And no.
Yeah. So we have thought about like trying the local charity shops and asking, or, you know, because I'm sure they get a lot of like broken and tangled that they don't even bother with and just chuck it straight in the what you call it, like the rag sort of thing.
Yeah, in one of Lex's videos, she went into Emmaus, didn't she? And then she said, "Where's all your jewelry gone?" And they said, "Oh, we sold it to the rag. We gave it to the rag man."
Yeah.
What?
And then they got like pennies
Maybe
for
Lex
it.
would have took that off their hands and give them money for it.
Stephen,
Yes.
just pop to Laney's and raid the back room. You'll be fine.
Well, I'm waiting for her whatnot show.
It's going.
She's going to do a
Don't
whatnot
encourage
show.
Stephen to go round Laney's back door.
It won't be the
It's
first.
been shaved. It's all right.
It's bold. There's no gaps now.
She's got the two men from the council sorting it out. That's all I'm going to say.
You've got
That picture
reconstructed
you just
with
on the
plastic.
picture that Laney's just sent, that does look like a lot of treasure to me.
Yeah, it says it's mostly silver.
Show it on the screen so people can see what we're looking at. It just,
okay.
that really looks like a treasure chest to me. It doesn't
Well,
look like,
that's what I've made up my things to look like.
it doesn't
That's what
look like costume jewelry. It looks like,
that hand looks expensive.
Percent. The hand.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
there's a
I can
little
see a little
hand.
hand in there. It
So
looks
you-
like,
What is this?
yeah, it looks like a glove, a gauntlet.
Yeah, it is a gauntlet.
This is something I'd love to do. Do you know what I mean? Like,
What, make up boxes of it?
not like get stuff from there.
Oh, get stuff from
No.
it. They do send
I
it
don't
out.
know.
But didn't we say at one point that it might even be cheaper for it to just be sent around the corner from in a taxi if you did win it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zoom in, sort of like middle top area. There's a hand. Oh, slightly off to the right. There it is. You can see
Where?
it. Right in the middle of the screen. What are you
Oh,
looking at?
there.
Yeah,
The glove.
it's like a glove.
Yeah. They're usually quite old and expensive.
We're still talking about
Neat.
Susan.
No, she's
Bobby.
cheap.
And cheap.
Cheap.
I would like to get something like that. You know what I mean?
It does. That looks very interesting to me, rather than, you know, when you see job lots of costume jewelry, they don't look interesting.
Yeah.
That does.
Yeah, that looks
Dress watches and costume.
That don't look quite so interesting to me.
Can I just stop the conversation a moment, please? I've just
Mhm.
looked in the chat, and I'd just like to wish a very warm welcome to Donna into the chat. Lovely.
We said hello to her ages ago.
Yeah, we weren't
It wasn't
enthusiastic.
very-
Oh,
I
we
didn't
weren't
do it very
enthusiastic
easy.
enough, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. So I just want to say a huge welcome to Donna into the chat.
That looks like a good.
Hey!
Hello and welcome.
Get Donna to come on. We can have a chat with her.
Well, none of us are on the screen because it's only Lainey that can do it, and she hasn't got an iPhone. She could have done the V sign and sent up balloons.
Oh,
The V
I'll
sign.
send Donna the V sign, don't you worry.
This is costume jewelry and teddies.
When you do the V sign, that's something different to me than what you're meaning, Stephen.
I know.
That's a bit odd mixture, isn't it?
Oh, look at those teddy bears.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
costume
that's
jewelry and teddies, so I assume there's jewelry in them.
See, I wouldn't want to pick up used cuddly toys because
And what's with that?
they've probably got baby juice on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I probably have like
I don't
lots
know.
of baby juice.
Yeah.
Although there's big money to be made in stuffed animals.
What are you going to say? In juicing babies? It's like,
Well, there is that as well. I used to have a friend whose boyfriend worked for a woman in Kent who was known as Nanny Hazel High Heels, and she used to run a house where adults could dress up as babies. And
oh
go,
God, I didn't mean that. That did
I'm
not
sure
mean-
that's what you were talking about.
It fucking was not. Now I've got a horrible image in
Colin
my mind.
Bridge and Ben Nevis.
Yeah,
Is that
Ben
what-
Nevis. That's no good. There's millions of photos of Ben Nevis.
Is that what they
Ben
make?
Nevis Hotel.
Probably millions of that as well. It's better than the Eiffel Tower, though. I have to say.
So that's like the only thing, which is like this one thing of postcards.
No, baby juice is not a nickname for sperm. What I meant by baby
Oh,
juice, what I meant by baby juice is babies sucking on blooming teddy bears and leaving all their saliva. Okay.
Don't make me laugh.
I don't know what you do with teddy bears in your house, Neil, but that's not what I was thinking of.
I sent you the link, Neil.
Right, I've got to go for a comfort break. I shall be back
Where
momentarily.
are these all based in somewhere, or are they just random places?
What they've what I've just showed you.
Scotland.
Yeah, they're all Scotland, are they?
Aye, mostly Scotland. It says
Uh,
that's just my local auction.
Oh,
Well, I'm saying it's local. It's probably 20 minutes drive. So obviously, I can't.
is that through lamppost or is it straight there?
Well, it depends. There's a few lampposts on the way.
Just asking for a friend.
Oh, nice.
that's
Three
why. That's what we
Okay.
all are looking for, Porky. That's why we buy it, because that's what we're all looking for.
Yes, Neil. It is Bolden Auction House. Yes. I've only ever found 2 bits of gold. And they were both bracelets, and one was broke. It was lovely though. It was white gold, yellow gold, and rose gold, and it was herringbone plaited
Oh, nice.
one, but the gold, yellow gold one, it come out the end.
But the thing is, you get hundreds of them, don't you? You get 100, and 99.9% of them are nothing. And
Yeah.
but I have to test every single one just in case. But I've never found one that is gold.
Yeah, I just put things to the side that I think, and then I usually take the magnet to them.
Oh yeah,
to do that bit first, get rid of anything that's magnetic, and then because I've got this is out of the charity shops jewelry, which I'd like to buy when I finally give her back. You see it?
Where am I looking?
It's only costume.
Make it.
Oh,
Hold on, I'll make it.
what are the?
The little what are they called? Them little dolls that were on the pins. What?
Oh, the Russian dolls, the Matryoshka. Oh yeah. Oh, nice.
It's not going to focus, is it?
No.
But it's just like toggle cast thing. It does have a brand, but I cannot read. But it's magnetic, so it's nothing fancy, but it looks nice.
I'm going to make an unpopular statement again.
Go on.
And that is that jewellery and clothing just leaves me cold.
It's like you
I
into
see it in charity shops. I see it in all
well,
different-
if you're not wearing any clothing, Ian,
You know,
it will leave you cold.
No, yes.
I'm just wearing my jewellery. That's why I've got no. But yeah, I'd never. I mean, apart from wedding rings, I've never had jewellery. I've never bothered with jewellery. I have a chain that a good friend of mine bought me many years ago that I wear from time to time. You go out on nights out or whatever. But other than that, I just don't. It just doesn't interest me on a personal level, and to buy or sell it, and clothing as well. You know, I see
Same
people.
with me and DVDs and albums and music. I just would never think to look through it. It just, I just walk past there. Donna's saying one day, but no, just this year I got a 30p bracelet that I sold for £1,100. So that's what keeps me going.
Well, on that broken bracelet, I got 65 quid, and then I got 55. I got 55 on the other one, which was really thin actually. I didn't think it would be worth that much, but it must have gone up since the price.
Yeah.
Since the last time.
It depends what carat gold it is. If it's 18 carat gold, I mean, I think it is £60 a gram.
Both were only 9.
Oh. Well, that's about 24, something like that.
Yeah.
Not that I'm obsessed.
I'm still keeping a track of those postcards I bought, that really amazing lot that I bought.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I just hit 15,000 in sales from one lot.
15,000.
Yep. I told you it was a good one. It's
You
my
did
best
say
one.
it was a good one, but that is amazing.
After fees and the original price of £514, the profit is 12 grand so far.
Oh my
So,
god.
Yeah, that was
I
one
remember
lot.
when you were talking about getting them, and you said, "I really want these lots." Blah blah.
I really
And,
want to.
And then you were capping yourself at certain levels, and then you were going, "No, I think I'll go a bit higher."
Well, I remember saying to you, it was actually 2 lots, but it was from the same source. So to me, in my head, it's 1 lot. But the main lot, I remember saying to you, Lane, "Oh God, they're so good. I really want them. I'm really nervous it's going to get bid high." And I said, "But I think I could spend 2,000 on them, and I'd still make quite a lot of money out of them."
Yeah.
And when the bids happened on that main lot, it stopped at like £360 or something like that. And I was just shocked that nobody else was bidding. Yeah, so and I ran down there to get them. I just didn't want to leave them overnight in case the seller changed their minds or something. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I remember you, we were talking about it when you came back and you said that you're getting them and the price you're getting them for because you will get out of them out.
Were there lots or just that they were very good?
Both. There was
Oh.
I think there was 16 albums full of the main lot. But each album was worth the price I paid for all 16, I would say, in terms of the value. It was so rare. I'd never seen anything like it in my 12 years of selling postcards. Never seen a collection like it.
Sure.
It was like somebody's lifetime collection. And this person must have spent decades collecting these cards together and going to find them from. And anyway, so, I've sold, as I say, 15 grand's worth so far, and I've still got hundreds left. So
Wow.
obviously the best ones have gone, but the ones that are left are still decent. So
I'm sure in any way your brother is not jealous. Okay, I'm sure he's.
no, he was very impressed by it.
When
But
was it, Susan? When did you get them? I can't remember.
I got them very shortly before I moved house. It was September last year, and I was so keen to get some sold before I moved that I had a massive listing like spree for a few weeks, and I sold thousands and thousands and thousands worth just the first few weeks. So, but since then I've moved house and I've slowed down a bit in terms of what I'm listing. But yeah, I've still got a fair few to list, but and I've still got lots listed that haven't sold. Obviously, they're not the best ones, but they still trickle out, you know. So there's more and more. I reckon by the end, I should easily clear 20,000 in sales on this lot.
Wow.
And yeah, it's the best buy I've ever made. It was crazy, but I do remember having that conversation with Lainey. I was very nervous, thinking somebody's just going to blow me out the water on this one because they're so good, but nobody did. Nobody turned up.
So what was your maximum? Was it 2,000 or?
Yeah, I'd made a calculation of what I wanted to buy them for in terms of the risk, and you know, because it's a long-term thing with postcards, you don't get the reward straight away. Well, I did get quite a big reward straight away with these. I didn't realise it'd be that good, but and I just thought £2,000 as a bid price, and then you have to pay like 20% on top of that, so it would have been like 2,500 or whatever. But yeah, so yeah, it was fantastic, and my heart was, because normally I bid online, and I did bid online for this one as well, but I just thought, oh my god, what if I had the internet went down for 10 seconds? I'd miss them.
That's happened to me. It's horrible.
So I was very nervous, but I did get that, and I got the other lot for like £100 or something. So with fees and everything, it came to £514 for the two lots, and yeah, it's been amazing. No, I moved at the end of last year. I'm in Wales now, Donna. And I don't get fed up of selling postcards, no. Because they're just so easy compared to all the packing and stuff that everyone else has to do. Postcards are just so easy. And they write their own descriptions because most of them have got a caption on. So you just put that in the description. So they're really easy to deal with. And I'm lazy.
Didn't you say that nearly every day you, as you sell them, you think, I don't have to work. I don't, it reminds you of being able to leave your job because...
Oh, I'm just eating and I'll answer you in a second.
No, I want to hear it now.
No, we all want to hear it now. Yeah.
You want to hear me masticating, do you?
Yes.
Well, I mean, are we on the wrong channel for that?
Yeah. I'm going to make.
What I said was, I have the ka-ching thing go on my phone because some people don't like it.
Oh,
every time I hear that ka-ching, it just reminds me of the other life I used to lead where I was working for the man. You know what I mean? And I did earn loads more money at that job than I earned selling postcards. But I much enjoy my life as my own boss and my own schedule, and I can wake up whatever time I like. That sort of thing.
I've got a question. What's the ka-ching thing?
The sound, the ka-ching
I know,
sound.
I'm being.
Oh, right. Okay. It's like, is it a rare species? Is
Bringing a knob.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, my move to Wales, Donna, was very traumatic. Things were not smooth. So it's been a bit difficult, but I'm starting to enjoy it now. Yes, definitely. But it has been a stressful few months. But yeah, starting to improve. And I've got a nice little bungalow, which is what I've always wanted to have for quite some time. So yeah.
It actually reminds me, I've got a bone to pick with you.
Have you?
Yeah. Putting photographs of chips on Facebook.
Yeah, those chips are brilliant in that pub.
Yeah.
They were very nice.
Why have you never got in what somebody else? I mean, not that we're going to be the same ones anyway, but you know what I mean? Really fancy chips and then, oh well.
Did you see that comment, Susan, about a postcard Porky sent you?
Did you sell or burn that rude one I sent you? I can't really remember what it was. I remember you mentioning there was a rude one in there, but I've seen so many rude ones, Porky. They just go in job lots. I don't worry about them. People like them, so it's probably long sold in a job lot.
I'll be back in a minute.
Was there any nice, well, good ones in that box you had lots of names on?
That box.
Yeah, that box. Yeah.
Again, most of them went in job lots, if I remember.
Yeah.
And then I've had a load from Stephen, also job lots.
That's fine. It's, as long as it can be used or whatever.
It's
That's all
very
right.
hard to find really good postcards, which is why
Yeah.
that lot that I was talking about was so amazing.
Mm.
Like just about every single page of that lot, I was going 20 quid, 20 quid, 20 quid, 20, that sort of thing. There's so many that were worth a good, decent price. Whereas most postcards you buy, unfortunately, they're just job lot fodder, I don't know what people do with them though. People who buy job lots postcards, I really don't know what to do with them. I'd like to know.
I suppose it depends what's in them, because I know people that use them for craft, for different things.
Yeah.
If there's particular pictures or particular places or people, or they might be choosing them for that reason.
Do you theme your bundles, or are they?
I do. I try to. I would do a load of Welsh ones or a load of Scottish ones or that sort of thing.
Right.
Or a load of funny ones or a load of animals. So I do try to theme them. But then there's some that you just can't theme.
No.
So you just put those in generic job lots and you don't get loads for them. But for, a 2 kilo box full, you could get 15 quid or something, 15, 20 quid, something like that.
Yeah. Which is all money in the pot, isn't it?
Oh yeah. It's a bit like the way Lex sorts jewellery. You fish out any that are worth selling individually, and then the job lot that you have left pays for the whole lot that you've paid. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
But that lot I was telling you about, the mega lot, there was hardly any like that went into job lots. Just about every single one I listed individually because they were all so.
I'm interested in what Porky's asking, whether you get surprised now and again by something you thought was nothing, but then goes mad. Do you know by looking at it that it's going to do well, or are
when
there?
I first started out, I just listed everything starting low, and that's how you learn basically. And as an auction, I always do auctions. I think postcards are suited for auctions.
Yeah.
They're not like selling hairdryers, where there's millions of hairdryers out there. There's millions of postcards out there, but you just don't know if the one you've got is that one that collector's looking for. You really don't know.
No, and it might really mean something to one or two people. That's all
it
you
might
need.
be the house where that person grew up or something. So I did start them out low, and I learned from that how I would which ones were worth like selling for more. So now I kind of do get a feeling, because I've been doing it so long. Not that I've seen every single postcard that ever existed, but you've seen lots, like with jewelry or whatever.
Yeah.
So you've seen lots, and you get a feeling when you go in shops and things. And then sometimes I get disappointed and thinking, well, I thought that one would do well, but it didn't. And then sometimes you get surprised again by how much things go for. I mean, people say to me, what are the rarest postcards that you can find? And I always say Titanic, suffragettes. They're the two, the two sort of themes that are sought after. Like if you have a postcard that was sent from the Titanic, because remember the Titanic, it docked in a few ports before it set off across the Atlantic. And people would write postcards on the Titanic and they'd be taken off at the port, that sort of thing. So if you've got one of them, you were laughing. I've never had one like that. But and suffragettes as well, because not many postcards were made of suffragettes because it was a political thing, and people laughed at them more than anything. So if you've got any that are featuring suffragettes, they often go well. But my Titanic story one is that I bought an album of Irish postcards, Northern Ireland it was, which again is not that special really, because like there's lots of holiday places in Northern Ireland that would have had loads of postcards, but this one, there seemed to be lots of like shipping ones in there, and I just thought, oh, maybe some of them would be interesting. They might do well. So I bid for it and got it for a reasonable price. I can't remember now, probably about 100 quid or something for this album of Irish postcards. And it turns out that several of them were linked to the Titanic. There was no Titanics in there, but there was one that was a sister ship of the Titanic.
Lusitania.
No, it's not Lusitania. It was called... not the Olympic. There's 3 ships that were made at the same time: the Titanic, the Olympic, and the other one. It was the other one. I can't remember the name of it. But I didn't know this, and it didn't say it on the card. But I just had a feel, and it did say Harland and Wolff on it, which is the Titanic shipyard where they were built in Belfast. And so I listed it, and I happened to have 2 copies of the same card for some reason. I don't know why this person had collected 2 and put them in the album and forgot about them, 110 years ago, whenever it was. Anyway, so I listed this one, and I just had a feeling it was good. So I listed it for 100 quid, which is very, very unusual to start an auction at 100 quid for a postcard, but I just had a feeling. And it got bid up to 230, which again, and just knew it was going to do well there, because it had got like 20 watches within an hour, that kind of thing. People were looking for that sort of thing. And I had loads of messages about it as well. And they're all saying to me, this is the name of that ship. And they were all saying the same name. And I'll look it up in a minute and tell you what it is.
Britannic.
Britannic, that's it. It's the Britannic.
That's what Lisa
It didn't say Britannic on it. It just said Harland and Wolff Shipyard, Belfast. So, but I just knew. I got a feeling, even though I'd never seen anything like it before. And then the person who bought it, they were really pleased, good feedback. And they said, this is an unseen picture of the Britannic, never seen before. And I just thought to myself, I've got another one. So I left a decent period, like a mourning period, to not list it straight away, because that just is such an insult.
Were you not tempted to offer it to the second person?
I did offer it to the second person, but when you do that, I think postcard collectors get a kind of like iffy feeling that you printed them in your back office or something.
Yeah.
So I just said, this collection happened to have 2 examples of this card, would you like it? I never heard any response from them. So I just left. I think I left it about 4 months or something. And then I just listed the other one as a buy it now for 300. Right, I thought I'll put it high, and then they can offer me, the 230 that I got for the other one. And I think whoever bought it knew that the other one had gone for that, because they offered me 230, and I just accepted it. So I sold 2 cards for £230 from that one album. And there was loads of others as well. There was loads of others. They weren't like Titanic, but they were from the similar era and shipyard. And there was some others worth £30-40. So I got loads of my money back just on those few cards. And then I had loads of Ireland postcards to sell as well. So more than my money back, I should say. But yeah, it was the Britannic. And the 2 people who bought them were both delighted to have this postcard. So I wouldn't be delighted to spend £230 on a postcard, I have to say, but they were.
Well, it looks like you need a picture of Shifnal Church as well, an aerial photograph.
Yeah, so you just never know. That's the kind of thing. Shifnal Church, I've never heard of it. Church postcards are often really common, because that's kind of the tourist attraction in most places, is the local church. Like in Edwardian times, you'd get a picture of the church and you'd post it to your mum or whatever back home. But occasionally you get ones that the church might have disappeared, or whatever, for some reason it's changed in that time. And then, or there's an aerial photo, which is very unusual for Edwardian times, because people didn't fly back then. So you just don't know, which is why I always, unless it's Blackpool Tower, I always put things on auction first, just to see, because you just never know when something's
One of the batches I sent you, there were lots of American 50s buildings that I thought, they might do well. I was trying to understand what it was that that made people
those
buy
American ones that you sent me. I remember you saying that when you sent them to me, but they were like hotel motel postcards, and they're quite common, unfortunately, from the 50s. They look cool though, don't they? They're like that mid-century vibe, but they're not that unusual, unfortunately, because people would pick them up when they went on trips, and they'd have loads of them, So sadly not. It's hard to explain what is what's unusual in postcards. You just got to immerse yourself in them for a decade, and then you might know.
Surely the picture of Jason King was...
Oh, do you know what? I thought that was quite cool. I saw that. That was quite cool.
There was a batch of them. I did keep one and sent it to a friend. We used to love Jason King in the 70s. He was such an icon.
Who's Jason King?
You've got to look him up. He was a detective in I think there used to be like a TV series on in the 70s, and it was called The Detectives, and each week it would be a different one. So you'd have... I
recognise him.
Yeah. and he had a big moustache, and he looks a bit like Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen. And
The actor's called Peter Wingard, but yeah, if you look at him, he's got that porn star look from the early 70s.
Yeah.
He sort of like,
and he
but
was
yeah.
so obviously gay, but that was never. He was meant to be a ladies' man, but yeah, he was covered in.
I would
a
never
bit
have
like-
thought that back in the early 70s, but I was a child, so it wouldn't cross my mind.
He looks a bit like Neil if he grew a tash like that. And
Oh, you're saying that Neil looks like a 1970s porn star, a gay porn star at that?
you know, the cat fits, no?
Well,
The
when it's National Gay Porn Star Day, we'll get a treat, won't we?
There seems to be a day for everything else, isn't there, at the minute?
Yeah.
Does he
Just
make them up,
nature,
or is
isn't
there
it?
really a
I
day?
think he just Googled and put the R a lot.
But it's a marketing thing, isn't it? People say, oh, today is National Saucepan Day or whatever because you sell saucepans. I don't know. Just make it up. I don't know why I said saucepans.
That'll do. It makes your point.
Oh, God. You seen how red my face?
You do look a bit flushed.
Oh gosh,
Okay.
you do, yeah. Do
Okay, what is the humidity?
At the moment, the humidity is 99%.
What the fuck?
99%.
That can't be true.
That's what she
I
says.
wouldn't lie.
It's the only woman in my life that doesn't lie to me.
It's
I've just looked,
International
I've just
Moon
looked
Day.
at where I am and it's 90%, but it's been that for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, the nights are always worse.
Do you still have that neck fan that I sent you that you put round and it blows up into your face? Or
I
did
do.
it stop
It's in the bag in the other room
working?
with another fan that I've got somewhere as well.
You've got so many fans, Lainey.
I used to work with things that blow up in my face, but let's not go there.
Itchy. I'm itchy.
You know, before we had the conversation about humidity, I was going to Google something and the mind just gone completely blank.
Jason King,
No.
or what
That's
today
that
is? What's the anniversary today of?
Oh, yeah, that was it.
Not Moon Day, what they've said in the side chat. Why is it I lose so much hair, but I never seem to like grow any on my head? Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why what?
Just
I
as
lose
a-
so much hair, but it never grows on my head.
Where's it growing then?
Everywhere else.
On my chin. You have shaved it today.
there's not enough. Sorry.
I have a shaver. See, that's a little shaver by Elle.
It's a full moon, isn't it, at the moment?
Oh,
Yeah, look. So you can see your hair as well. Not that I need to, because it's like 60 foot tall.
Are you
Alright,
sure
maybe
that's a shaver?
Are you sure that's what
Are you sure it's a shaver?
it is? Because it's got no like.
it's got a light on it. That's all I'm saying.
You just do that on your face.
Mm.
Just as a point of reference, there is no National Saucepan Day, although there is a POTS Awareness Day on the 25th of October.
Is there a Stig Day?
No, I doubt it.
Well, I'm sorry. Whoever makes saucepans, you fucking slacking.
Yeah,
you need a national
well,
saucepan
yeah.
day.
Should we get a petition?
A Le Creuset Day. Every day is a Le Creuset Day if you watch Resellers.
Oh, yeah, there is that. Although I don't think they're as what's it as they used to be.
No.
It's like anything, isn't it? It's what you pick up, you know, which ones and damage and all that sort of stuff.
Well, that's kind of what I was getting to with my hoarding. That I realized that, I was buying things that that's popular, and then not doing anything with it. And I thought, I'd rather somebody did something with it now whilst it can be done, rather than 5 years from now, what was it? Oh yeah, loads of jewelry I've got on display stands as stretchy bracelets. And I thought, right, I'm going to have a clear out here. And half of them all just broke because the string had all rotted or the elastic had just gone on them. So it wasn't a good idea to hold them. And then I've had sitting around here some silk ties and some woolly scarves. And I've kept them out for about 3 months now, thinking, if I put them away, I won't list them. Just do it. And yesterday I decided was the day to do it. And out of I think I had 4 scarves and 10 ties, and I wound up with 1 tie and 1 scarf because all the rest had been eaten by moth. So hoarding is not a good idea.
No.
You sound like you're on step 2 of that plan that we like.
I really am. I really
Well,
am.
plan to give up hoarding.
I do. I want it gone. But yeah, I am tempted to just give it away, but that's so stupid. I'm going to have a go at this auction and see if I can get rid of stuff at the auction. Doesn't matter what I get for it, as long as I get something for it. What I hate is if I take it all over there and then they say, "Oh, it didn't sell," and I've got to bring it back. It'll have to go straight to a charity shop. Although they
I
don't
think
take anything.
it'll definitely sell. It just depends how much for, isn't it?
Yeah, once they take off fees. I can remember doing it years ago when I lived in a big house before I moved to Brighton. I put everything into auction and was really disappointed. At the time they took the fees and everything off, I got next to nothing for it. Needs must.
Well, I've not been out today and picked up any more books, okay? I just want to state that now.
Jesus.
To be fair, there was only 3 boxes. And what I picked up, everything will list. There's no crap in there. I've bundled them. There's single books in there, and yeah, there was some good stuff in there.
Does your house still look like a book warehouse?
No comment.
It's become the local library.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sits at the front. Sits at the front with his little stamper.
Yeah.
You're all hoarders, all of you.
Yep.
Lainey in her back room.
Yeah, we don't
You in
talk.
your book warehouse.
Oh, sorry,
and
yeah,
Stephen
yeah.
I've got rid of a lot of mine. I'm good.
Have you?
You
Well,
have?
I know you had got rid of some. I do remember that.
She got rid of 60 kilograms of jewelry. 60.
That is a lot.
It was actually what's 65 and 87.
What?
87.
Two lots, and I've got another lot, and I need to take some out of this cupboard, and that's without the stuff I've kept. So yeah, I might have got a bit.
I mean, that is shocking.
Says you. I bet you if you added yours up.
I suppose so, but
Stephen's got rid of 35 kilos of junk. to
toys.
Nick
And I
Andrea.
could do another box like that. I could do another box of toys, but I'm going to try and stick them into the auction.
Don't
and
forget,
see
if you
what
find a TARDIS, I want a TARDIS.
I will find you a TARDIS. I'll go back in time and find you one.
Very funny.
Ginger offered me a box of toys, but I turned it down.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is she
we
working?
don't want to know about your private conversations with
Yeah,
Sharon.
probably best. I'm assuming so. I don't know.
And where are the hills this evening?
They did put a
They said they were
message.
at Nick's mum's or something.
Yeah.
And they've got a guest on tomorrow, haven't they?
I don't know.
Yeah, Cheryl.
Oh, that's it. What, Pound Girl?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
I keep
I don't
calling
think I've
them.
ever seen her.
Young Yorkshire.
Oh.
From Yorkshire. I like her horse.
What's that?
Back
That-
scratcher.
I want one of them.
It's
I've
good.
got one.
I got it off Amazon.
I thought you were
It's,
going to say Timu then.
no, Amazon. And like that's the scratchy bit, and that's the handly bit. And then it reaches, also very good at reaching wire over there.
Ah,
It looks like a rake, a garden rake.
waiting
And
for
what
the
was
electric current.
stretching your back and your head, because I do that as well. And I pick things up off the floor, like if I dropped a bag, off the floor. Honestly, it's like multi-purpose, and it falls.
Oh, very
It's a
handy.
bit like Doctor Who's pen drive, screwdriver.
Yeah,
Pen
but
drive.
But
it doesn't
pen drive,
like
whatever it
do
is.
opening doors or things, detected languages.
It was my plan whilst I was away and in a hotel to watch, because I don't have a TV license, to watch all of the new Doctor Who, but instead I watched something else that was on BBC. So
Oh.
I can only tune into the BBC or iPlayer when I'm in a hotel, because it says, "Do you have a license?" And I'm assuming the hotel does have a license, but if they don't, then that's their problem. So
I watched that new because I like Jenna Coleman. I watched her in that new detective series called The Jetty.
Oh, I've seen that on the iPlayer. Is it any good?
It was all right. I wasn't that. Probably a 6 or 7 out of 10 for me. Really?
Did you see her in a series a couple of years ago called The Serpent?
No.
Oh my god, that was so good. It was based on a true story about this guy who like murdered loads of people, and she played the girlfriend. It was the most brilliant series ever.
I'm not very keen on murder things.
no, I it doesn't sound like Ian sort of thing at all to me.
There wasn't there wasn't much graphic murder in it. It was just like
Not
such a
fucking
weird story based in
It
the early
doesn't sound
70s.
like Ian sort of thing. To
But I think you'd like it, Stephen, because it was based in the early 70s, and the fashions were amazing, absolutely amazing fashions. The sort I imagine you used to wear, I would think.
Okay, I have a bone to pick with you though
Oh, go on
about
then.
TV.
Uh-oh.
What? Oh God, what was it called? Not Serendipity, Severance.
Oh,
You got-
don't.
You got me into Severance.
Don't.
It ended with the biggest cliffhanger ever.
Ever. I
Where
know.
is series 2?
I fucking don't know. I keep checking for it and it's not there. I've watched it twice as well because I was like having withdrawal symptoms
It
for
was
it.
such a fantastic program, and
It's so brilliant. It is so cool and
but it's
groovy.
been 2 years
and
now,
amazing.
hasn't it?
Huh?
It's been 2 years
I think
because there was the writers' strike, and I
yeah,
assumed
I
that we
think
were having
that had something to do with it. But I don't know. I'm just dying for it to come back because that cliffhanger was just like, oh my god, they can't leave it there. But yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize profusely, but it's brilliant, and I'm waiting myself for
and
it.
I've made other people watch it.
And
And-
I think I'm going to be dead before it comes back because it's taking so long. But,
It's like Outlander.
oh, fucking hell, Outlander as well. This is the one that Lainey blames me for getting her into that. There's like, it's been so long since they've like put out a series of that. They filmed it, but they haven't put it out. I don't know.
Hello, brother.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
One second, I need to turn YouTube up because I just went, good evening, good evening, good evening. Right,
We
hello.
did hear. Hello. The bro who cooks.
What is all talking about?
TV.
Severance TV show.
All right.
I'm just
I
I've
used to
also-
like a series on Netflix called Sense8, and it was a really good program about people with superpowers from all over the world. But I don't think they kind of appreciated that when they made them from all over the world, that it was going to be a really expensive series to do because they had to film in 8 different locations across the world. And I absolutely loved it. And then they said, no, sorry, it's too expensive. We can't make any more. And they just stopped it. I was so furious. And then brought out other rubbish things. Like, I know everybody loves Stranger Things, and I have watched Stranger Things. And
I
it's
don't.
But
I like it.
I didn't like it much.
I've tried Stranger Things twice. and I've got into like maybe about the 4th, 5th episode, and I'm just like, I'm not enjoying this. I'm giving it up.
Yeah, left me a bit cold.
Definitely
Night, Fauna.
stone cold.
Oh, Fauna, good night.
Good night,
Night,
Fauna.
Fauna.
Donna says, hello, Bilbo. Love his videos. And Parky says, it's the chef.
Well, I wouldn't say chef.
No.
The Sunderland chef.
The Sunderland chef.
How
Yeah.
did the wedding go?
Oh, it was great. We had a blast.
Oh, but
Can
you
I-
made Lainey cry
I
though.
was going to say,
Oh, I make my sister cry all the
You
time.
are responsible for a lot of upset.
yeah, but it is only payback because we've
Uh,
heard what Lainey did to him as a.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just about to say that, Stephen. Yeah, you got your own back.
He broke my toy.
No, well, I just don't like leaving people out, and I thought that
Yeah.
was the right thing to do. And
No,
even, though, my
Jake's
sister,
it was.
even though my sister
Lovely
cried
thing.
like, blah, 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 blah. I went, are you going to cry all night? When I left, and she went, yeah, probably.
And then
then
she
that-
did the amazing karaoke.
Oh, I've probably seen bits that you haven't.
I showed the cut. He got the cut, but the uncut version, didn't
Bits
he?
that we
Aye.
didn't include, yeah.
And I went, oh, I'm not bringing you no port anymore.
Not allowed it now.
Oh,
It's still on top of your fridge. The rest of it, I've thought.
I know it's 15. It's 15 grams of sugar.
oh my God.
Special occasions.
Yeah.
Special occasions.
Maybe. But yeah. Hey, you made me cry, but then you cried watching me cry, so it's like, you
I
know,
know.
Well, we all cried when you were crying.
everybody else cried.
Yeah,
I know.
definitely.
When sorry, excuse me. When because I always say when I ring her or rung her, and so went, are you all right? And I went, no, you made me cry because I watched the video, and then I'll go, did I speak to you yesterday? And she went, no, I must have watched your video then, and that's why I've like the last one she put out, and I was like, you made me cry.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got
But
lots.
honestly, I wish I had a. Sorry, I know you swore there because I've had a couple of days. I wish I had a magic wand to get these people who need to help my sister out.
Oh God, they need the fucking heads banging together. These.
Thank you for
I wish
swearing
one
for
of
us.
them would watch.
Oh, don't hold back.
Well, here, I'm not
channel.
bothered.
We say it all on here.
But like it's just like frustrating for her, and
It's terrible.
I can't do anything, and it's just like why can't someone just hire someone to come out to people who've got disabilities or whatever things in life to go right? You need this. You use that room for this. Your bedroom tax, this, that, and the other. You need help with your wheelchair. You haven't been there for that amount of time. It's obviously going to give you problems with your mental health. Instead of paying all these people to do it bit by bit, have one person and target it. I know it's a massive, like, wide thing across the country where a lot of people need help, but to be isolated, and I hope Elaine doesn't mind. Well, I know she doesn't mind us talking about it because she puts it out
No,
there.
because I've got it out here anyway.
Well, it's just like sometimes common sense comes into play. Do you know what I mean? And
Well, it should.
it should, but it doesn't, and
No.
it's very frustrating. And you know, I got my sisters as much as I can and help out, and I've got my own issues like everybody else does. I've got kids, and I've got this, that, and the other going on in my life. And
Are you saying them to your issues?
well, you know, oh, they definitely are my issues at the end of my life. I shouldn't have had kids when I got older. I wish I had them all at the same time. But like,
No,
it's
you
just,
spaced them out too much.
know.
They'll be grown up now.
like 23, then I decided to have another one 10 years later, then I decided to have another one 5 years later.
That is a
but never-
long stretch.
I know. People going, like, for me pushing the pushchair around for that much time in my life, people used to go, how many kids you got? 7. I went, no, 3. Well, I've always seen you pushing the pushchair. I for like 2 or 3 years at a time. And then I've got a grandson now, but it's one of them things. It's frustrating, and
Is he asleep? The grandson.
they're in the sitting room, so I've never heard anything for an hour or so. That's why.
Sleeping now, Laney sleeps with a bottle.
Definitely.
Alcoholic bottle, obviously.
Well, clearly.
Yeah.
Lainey, how long has it been since the tribunal? Because they had 8 weeks, didn't they?
It was June the 20th, so 4 weeks ago.
Oh, is that all? God, feels like ages ago.
It does
doesn't
feel
it?
like ages, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I think it's 30 days to be exact, but you know,
Right.
counting. Who's counting? Me, obviously, because it was 30 days.
Well, that's one thing I want to put on there. You know, when you were talking about the housing, the tribunal wanted to reassure the house every room in dimension, which I came and done measured for you.
You've measured everywhere.
Like, why would they ask someone who's got a disability to measure the house?
Yeah.
And then to rang the housing who own the property and went, oh, we haven't got any floor plans. You would think, obviously, they've got the building plans, and they must have. They've got to.
They've got to.
You'd think
yeah.
they would. You'd think they would.
And
Do you know what, it wasn't a thing. Obviously, I just went round every room with my son and we measured up, and that and we're like shouting from room to room, going 19'2", 11'4", and then obviously we got it done. But like, what if
Did you
Elaine
then
didn't
have to draw it all out to scale? Or did
Well,
you
that's what I was. That's why I was asking. I'll call you Leonie because I've only not called you would think, and I just went write a square and just pour it in as it is. Don't put it to plan. Don't put your windows in because what's the point? Because it's a wall, and as long as you've got this where your wheelchair is, and you've got to open and French doors to get in and out. That's the only access to in and out, and then it's got in that whole property. So why does she need to measure a cupboard, or why does she need to measure a toilet that is used as a toilet? It's just stupid. It's stupidity, really. Like when I think
It's like measuring the kitchen and in the sitting room for what point? Because are they trying to say, well, you can store them in the other rooms? Because, well, what's the point of that? If you've got an empty room, why wouldn't you use it? Do you know what I mean? And then that still doesn't make any difference in terms of the bedroom tax.
Well, the point is that other people use the other rooms, and you know, as you've said before, you have to be able to tell one of the carers where to go and where to find things. If they're in another room that other people are using, things are going to get moved around, aren't they? And yeah, why should you live like that when you don't have to?
Or why can't you have just like my kids come with me and my wife? Why can't they just go in the sitting room and sit like everyone else does? Why should they have things in the way what they think they should put there because they just want to raise some more money? It's wrong. And obviously Elaine's room, spare room, has got all the things she needs, from breathing up, like breathing things, and her clothes, chest of drawers. And aren't you allowed a few personal items of yourself to have in every room? Of course you are. Everybody else has. Do you know what I mean? That's what winds me up, and it's frustrating. And that's why I feel my hands are tied, because I can't do anything about it.
There was a part of me that thought they just simply don't understand the circumstances. They
No,
just think,
you're right. They don't.
But
I think that judge that Lainey got,
he did.
He grasped it from what we heard. He grasped what was going on.
Yeah.
It's just a shame that he was just retiring that week. It was such
I know.
a shame.
But I'm sure someone will take his notes on board.
Let's hope so. Yeah.
As the man he was, or as his job was, that it is right. But I think it should come down to someone coming out to visit you at home, see the way you live, see the way your property is, and it's adapted for yourself. Like Elaine said, that property's probably had what, Elaine? It's got to have £10,000 plus.
I would say more than that.
More.
Building costs are horrendous now, so I would say it's a lot more than that.
And then for someone just to come along and go, nah, we're like, well,
let's put her in a smaller building and do this all again. We'll spend this 20 grand again or whatever. It's stupid.
Susan worked out how much it would be over what would be estimated my lifetime that's left, which I think you said.
I can't remember doing this.
Yeah, 16 to 20 grand, I think it was, if I paid the bedroom tax each year.
Oh, right, that was it,
Assuming, for the extended amount of time that I would live, right? So 16 to 20 grand, that would cost. To move me into another property and adapt, put new hoist, new double doors, assuming that it needs all of that, new wet room, widened door frames, because most of them are standard, etc., etc. You're talking easy 50 grand probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
It makes no logical sense. It really
Not
doesn't.
at all. That's, to me, that's just like wasting money.
Like when your brother said, it just needs someone with a bit of common sense to like look at this
Yeah.
situation and just say this is ridiculous. But there's no common sense out there, it seems.
It's like the
Well,
regulations aren't written with common sense because they can't refer to it. If they can refer to something that's written down and then they can tick a box, then
Well,
they're
that's
fine.
That's the problem, because they treat everybody on an individual basis
Mm.
instead of looking at facts on things. Do you know what I mean?
It's a bit like that computer says no, isn't it? It's like, oh,
Yeah.
we've got these rules and we'll just
Mm.
like tick each one off. Computer says no.
Mhm.
You know, it's no one looks at it as a real person with a real circumstances.
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
Frustrating. It's like, I mean, the whole point that upset me, like the other day, and I was fine. I felt fine until I mentioned that sort of 4-week difference. But
Yeah.
it means to her it's nothing. She just went off on a holiday, didn't care, whatever. But for me, it's a massive difference, you know.
It's 4 weeks.
I
It
was
is,
wishing
exactly.
you could watch that. I really wish someone would sit her down and make her watch that.
Yeah.
I
And
think,
just
she might change, I think she would change her opinion. Oh, well, fair enough. She's allowed a holiday and work. You've got to
of
walk away
course,
from
and
work.
I don't have any issue, but I was on the understanding that she said, I'm going to have to re-refer you to them. And I said, do you know how long I'll wait? And I was a bit upset at the time, saying, I've already waited this amount of time, and now I'm getting re-referred back to the same thing. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. Night, Rebecca.
No,
But,
No, Rebecca.
but
As
like,
you said, it's not even a guarantee that something's going to
exactly.
happen.
What if they could still turn around and say no again, and then what? And that's another 3 months I've waited on top of these 4 weeks. I could have took it down to 2. And at the end of the day, because she said, well, I haven't passed it off, I can't put it through. Well, surely she can put it through and then add on to it, or just take it out. You know what I mean?
but I
Change
bet
it.
there's some procedure that she's got to tick all these boxes first before
Yeah.
she can do it, because that's what these places are like. They're just full of procedures.
I think it's more like it's pleasing other people to tick boxes, like you said. To
Mm.
Good night,
nothing,
Rebecca.
nothing sometimes happens, and then it's just passed to the next person,
Yeah.
and then passed to the
Well,
next person,
Saying that,
and then referred back. And Elaine, how many times have you been referred back to other people?
oh
I've
God,
already
do.
spoke to you. All right, because no one has got that.
no one cares enough.
So
That's part of it.
it's that,
You went to funny there.
you need to find one person
Oh,
identify problem there.
You're
You've turned
breaking
into a
up.
banjo.
You're
It went a bit Billy, like it went a bit robotic.
All right.
So then it works again.
Went off last night, didn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's just so frustrating. Like there's been a few people in all this time. There was a OT in the hospital. She was amazing. When I left the hospital, 6 months after I'd left the hospital, I was so struggling to get weird, and that was such a like pain in the arse. And I rang her because of my frustration. And within like 6 hours, she had someone coming around and everything within a couple of weeks. You know what I mean? And it's because like she cared.
Yeah.
When the district nurse, who was the one who made us go into hospital in the first place back in 2017, she always cared, like, where's the others? And I don't mean this in half a way. They come in, they look, they stick a plaster on it, or whatever they're supposed to, when they leave. There's no, like, you know what I mean? There's no.
Personal.
And I mean, she had to get me hoist checked, despite the fact that I've had it since 2017. And I was only like half a stone light. I was only half a stone lighter than she thought the hoist was, that it weighed. And I was like, why would they put a hoist in that would only give us a £7 leeway? They
Yeah.
wouldn't do that. I said, I'm telling you, it's this. And then she was good. I'm not being bothered. It goes to 50 stone, right? And I was telling her this, and she was like, well, that's not the information we've got. And I'm, oh, so you're just checking it finally after like since 2017, what's that, like 7 years of us using it?
Mhm.
Does it make sense?
They're just ticking the boxes to cover the site. Like that lady who was there today, I don't know.
You're breaking up.
I can't hear you. You'll have to tell him, Lena. He's
Billy, are you there?
He's
think
gone.
I think he's
Are
lost.
you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, it keeps breaking up and then you disappear for a bit. What were you saying? The woman who was there today?
Yeah, your carer.
Oh, Mary, she's lovely, Mary.
Yeah, well, that's all. Can you hear us?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. She cares about you, and she's a proper
Oh,
caring woman.
she's a genuinely like amazing carer. You know what I mean?
Aye.
Oh, Josh went to us. Auntie Leonie, who's your nurse? Like, nonsense. It's me carer, you mean? It went well, same thing.
She is lovely. Yeah, she is.
She is. She's really nice. She does extras and stuff. She's even washed David's clothes and folded them for him and everything, you know.
Wow.
Which she doesn't need to, but she said, I was putting stuff in of yours. There was space. Why you leave it?
That's
You know what I
the
mean?
people who just,
Yeah, stick to her and she's really nice. I have her all day, 4 days a week. And then today was her last day, so she's off for 3 days now, which obviously she sorted out, but it's crap when she's not there, to be honest, compared to the others. And the others I've got are nice, you know what I mean? But like in comparison, and she can cook, you know what I mean? So I don't have to worry about anything like not being switched off or whatever, you know what I mean? Like this, because once it's young'uns and that, half of them have never made themselves a slice of toast because he must have fell off.
he's gone.
Because like they're bringing his buttered bread.
Oh.
Are you back, Bill?
I haven't went anywhere. I can't eat. Well, can you hear me?
They took you off and then brought you back. I don't know why, but we're near you.
No.
Your picture's disappeared. Are you using your computer? Bill.
I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to. I've got to do a early morning Skype call. So, with
Just before you go, Stephen,
Oh yes.
you'll be out of your misery on the 17th of January 2025. That's when Severance is coming back.
What? When?
six-
January? Did you just say?
January,
6 months.
6 months away. But at least we've got a date now, so at
Wow.
Ending
Well, at least
time.
it's happening.
least it's happening, yeah.
Oh, I shall watch the other one running up to it. And
I
then...
will. I'm going to watch it for a third time because it's so
Oh,
You
well
see,
done.
I couldn't get into it.
Oh, I loved it.
No, I couldn't get
we all
into it.
like different things, don't we? But to me,
Yeah.
that was amazing. That show, I loved it.
Did anybody like Fleabag?
Yeah,
Yes.
I like Fleabag.
Yeah.
Okay. I watched something whilst I was away on BBC called Spent. I don't know how old it is, but it was along those lines. It was kind of a bit of a Fleabag thing called Spent. And I would recommend it. I wasn't sure at the start, but a friend recommended it to me, and I watched the whole series back to back. So have a look and see if it's your sort of thing.
Is it like a comedy show?
Only in as much as Fleabag was.
Well, I would say Fleabag was a comedy.
It was,
Yeah.
sort of comedy drama thing.
Yeah.
Serious things happen and funny things happen, and I just really like the character in it, and so that's what carried me.
Can't think of her name.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I can't think of her name. Though.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I would
I'll have
recommend
a
it.
look for it on BBC.
Mm.
Stephen,
Yes.
is that your avatar of yourself, or is that Corey Feldman?
Earlier, I was Baron.
Baron Trump.
Baron.
No,
I
that's
always thought
that's
I
Billy Stephen.
Baron Trump.
I was meant to be from Duran Duran.
That's what I see. I see early
No.
80s pop band. That's what
Yeah.
I see.
I thought it was one of the Frog Brothers out of the Lost Boys. Sorry.
I think you look cool.
how old is that photograph? At least 40 something years old, maybe.
I'm gonna just put you on big screen a sec.
All right.
Look
God.
at that. That could just be Duran Duran, couldn't
Yeah,
it?
you could easily pass with like an 80s band or
Or
something.
ABC or something like that.
ABC, yes, I used to get
God, I
that.
love
The lead singer of
ABC, the
ABC.
lexicon of love.
Well, that was never said of me, but there you go.
No, we
Oh,
were talking
well-
about famous people.
I don't look like Ricky Gervais, do I?
Ricky
Okay, good
How is
night,
it,
all.
Good night, Stephen.
See you all later.
Night,
Bye.
Stephen. No, when we were talking about famous people earlier, Billy met, oh my God, Sean Connery.
I did
Alright.
Oh, okay.
When you worked in a hotel.
I met
Wow.
I met quite a few people actually there. There was
There was-
a hotel called Tinley Hall in New Hampshire, South London, real posh place, and I was.
Breaking up again.
You need to turn your internet off and on again, I think. It's
Yeah,
definitely
it's just having a nightmare. I wonder if he's on his laptop. I mean, on
No,
his.
I'm not. I'm on my PC.
Oh, it
Can
keeps
you hear us?
Can now, but it keeps breaking up.
But as
It
soon as
goes-
you start talking, it like
Go-
it
goes
goes like
digital.
a broken
Yeah.
mic sound and then goes completely.
Well, I've got headphones on with a mic.
I don't know.
Anyway, if I break up, I break up.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
I worked in a hotel in South London called Tinley Hall Hotel. It was a really posh place. So I met Tin Henman. He got married there. I met Caprice,
Oh, yeah.
The model.
the model.
Oh,
Broke
go-
up again.
did you get your internet from Wish?
See, Anna said she met Adam Sandler. She said that before, and I still don't know who it is.
You don't
No,
know
I
Adam
don't.
Sandler?
Been in loads of films.
I mean, I've looked him up, and
Tracy
I
Kirsty.
don't recognise him. I've
The
looked up
Wedding
the,
Singer.
looked up the films, and I've never seen any of the films. So that's the problem.
Ah,
It's not my kind of film.
it's
I
kind
get
of.
the feeling they're kind of like light comedy. kind of
Yeah, they
film.
are.
Not my kind of thing. I don't watch shit like that. Sorry.
Anyway, it's after midnight. Been here nearly 3 hours, so I'm going to wrap
Oh, yeah.
up, and we shall go back to the green room.
Really?
It's over.
I'm not going
Yeah.
to be there long, to be honest.
No, I know.
You've got your man flu to take to bed.
Me
with
either.
you.
I'm at a christening in the morning.
Oh yeah, I always do it. Right, so we shall see you next time. Thank you to everyone for joining in the Satin Chat. Thank you to my lovely guests here and the ones who were on before. And I
They
don't
were
know when
the
I'll
lovely
be back.
ones.
Yeah, I don't know I'll be back, but I will be back at some
You'll
point.
be back. Sometimes we do, Donna. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes we
Not
do.
that much tonight though, because we're all tired.
No, because I'm knackered. Well, I'm just more so.
Sometimes a shorter amount of time,
Right.
sometimes a few hours. Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye bye. I'm
Takes
waving.
ages to press the button.